to just see how many people we can even get in here at the moment in time. Yo, what is up? What is up? What's up, James Hudson? What is going on? It's probably going to take about a good 5 to 10 minutes for maybe notifications to go out. I'm not even sure at this moment in time. But we will see what is going to transpire. We're going to see. Yo, what is up, Dilly07? What is up? What is up? What is up? What is going on? I'm just sitting here waiting, just trying to let as many people as possible, roll into the stream at this moment. Matter of fact, we got 7 in here, so it's like whatever. So for the 7 people that's up in here, well, realistically, for like the 3 that's probably going to actually talk, have you guys seen this video that's posted up here? Like the one that's basically that I'm highlighting right here? Like, let me know if y'all saw that video. Excuse me. All right. Because like this is my whole thing at the moment in time. Now, as I go and let me see if I can actually go back real quick. I might have to, let me just minimize OBS and bring up the other, what's the name? So if I basically go and I look at the video, right, I can see, how many people basically left, comments, and I'm dealing with like both of the videos because I made a part 1 and then I made a part 2. Matter of fact, I might as well, let me just put that, maybe I'll just sit up there and do that. So then people know. So it's a 2-part type of deal. So I made 2 parts to the video, and I specifically told people. James said, haven't seen it yet. What they on? All right. So basically, the video that is being like referenced like directly right there, it was about a young black man who was a part of the military. And you had this guy, I'm not sure if he was prior military or whatever it was, but he was just solely getting into this black private's face and telling him like, oh, you're gonna, basically respect me, like basically trying to like give him orders and like do all of this like other type of stuff, right? Showing off. And there were a variety of people that, were in a sense trying to talk negatively about the young man. Right. Now, I get like some people, if they were saying like, all right, if that was me in that circumstance, I would have did X, Y, Z. All right, fine, no problem. But when you have people that basically roll up and in a sense want to say like what specifically he should have like really done at that moment in time, knowing the fact that, yo, he got money on the line. He got stuff to worry about. He got other issues. Like if he takes that action, he's going to have to deal with those consequences. Everybody else isn't. It'll just be a feel-good moment for, black people. And then guess what? You're going to move on to like the next thing. So it's like my main issue is for a lot of the people that keep saying like, yo, you should have, he should have did this. He should have did that and all this. I'm like, realistically, you don't have to deal with his consequences. Being real, being honest, you don't have to deal with his consequences. So it's easy for you to state what it is that he should or should not have, been doing at that point in time. And I'm like, I need black people to just stop. I just need black people to stop. Because just being 100% honest, a lot of the times when people want to say how it is that somebody should have acted and not acted, we don't live our lives that exact same way. We don't. Just being honest. You don't have black people out here going out and just like, yeah, I'm about to just like knock out whoever is whatnot or whatever. They just not. There would be, if that was the case, they would call it a pandemic. They would call it a crisis. And there would be a lot of black people being locked up, and there would be laws being made. So it's like, to have black people roll up and really get on this young man in the military, it realistically for me, it don't even make sense. Like I said, I might disagree with him being in the military. I might disagree with his stance, but I'm going to sit up there and show him the respect. Why? Because he is doing way more than I know than I would have. Because I've stated before that I'm not going to sit up there and join the military. I would never do it. Never sit up there and do it. But I respect the black men and women that do. Wholeheartedly, I sit up there and respect you. If that is something that you've done, if that's something that you're currently doing at this moment in time, or if you have previously served, much love and respect to you for everything that you did, because you put your life on the line for everybody else, for your family, for your friends, for your coworkers, and everybody else. So they deserve that type of respect. But obviously, in the black community, that's not where we are at this moment in time, because we feel whenever we decide to start speaking and thinking with our feelings, we start really saying like some dumbass shit. And that's the problem that I have when it comes to social media, that we're so gun-ho to tell another black person, you should have did this, you should have did that, you should have did this, you should have did that. But then you're not thinking about the consequences that they're going to have to suffer. You're not thinking about the consequences that their family is going to have to suffer. You're not thinking about the strikes that they're going to have to sit up there and deal with. You're not thinking about the courts that they're going to have to deal with, or the judges, or the DA, or the repercussions. You're not thinking about none of that. You're thinking about this one moment because you feel a certain type of way, and you want to sit up there and, in a sense, feel better about the situation because of everything else that's been going on. So now you're like, yo, black man, yo, you got to sit up there and do this for us. We done took a lot of L's. This is like the one shining moment. But it's like, you don't live your life like that. You got a white boss. You got a white bank. The person who more than likely owns your home is white. The person who more than likely owns your land is white. The person who divvies out your paycheck every single month is white. The person you're paying like that lease to is white. The restaurants you go to is white. Pretty much everything is white. And you're not going out there whenever they disrespect you, you're not trying to sit up there like knock out the banks. You're not trying to knock out the person who owns that you paying like that mortgage to, or whoever. You're not knocking out none of those folks. So it's like, why would you then put all of that pressure and all of that energy on this young man who was just simply trying to do something? He's like, you know what? He probably joined the military because, you know what? It was probably good money for him. He'll earn more money than he's doing there versus working like a standard job. Then on top of that, he can sit up there and get an education in a multitude of areas. He can sit up there and kill two birds with one stone. But it's like, as black people, we're not sitting up there looking at that. And then let me just go to the crucial part of it, right? That young man is in the military. He got military training, hand-to-hand combat, gun training, all that. He could take that training that he has and bring that right back to the community and basically start up his own school and start teaching people in the community. But like I said before, black people not thinking that far. We're like, yo, this is the moment right now. You got to sit up there and do what you got to do. Sacrifices got to sit up there. If sacrifices got to be made, then why don't you go out there and do the sacrificing then? He's already doing the sacrificing for his family, for his community, right? He's already doing all that sacrificing. So if you really want somebody to do that sacrificing, why don't you, who say that sacrifice needs to be made, why don't you go out there and do it? Oh, that's right, because you know the consequences. You know the repercussions. You know that depending on what takes place, if you take somebody's life, guess what? You're going to be locked up behind bars. You don't want to do that. You don't want to miss the brand new movies. You don't want to miss the J's. You don't want to miss the Gucci. You don't want to miss that BMW. You don't want to miss getting that brand new house or that apartment that you've been saving up for, or that brand new job, or that brand new upwards in employment, or that increase in funds that you're going to sit up there and get. You don't want to sit up there and miss grandkids being born, or your son or daughter finally getting married, graduating high school, and all this other stuff. You don't want to sit up there and miss none of that. But yet you continuously state on social media that sacrifices need to be made, but yet you are not the one that is willing to make that sacrifice. That literally makes no sense. And I've always only heard that from Black people. How does that work? How does that work? I don't understand. How is it possible that Black people can say some of the most intelligent and then some of the most dumbest things that I've ever heard in my life? You want somebody else to go out here and make a sacrifice for you that you are not even willing to do for yourself or commit to. What? Like that literally makes no sense. That makes no sense. You want somebody to fight battles for you that you're not even equipped or prepared to even fight yourself. How? Like, how does that even happen? How do you even fix your face to even say that? That's like sitting up there telling somebody like, yeah, you got to pay your bills on time. You got to do this and you got to do that. When you're delinquent on every single thing, when your account has been in red for like the last 8 months and you out here scamming, doing credit card and all this other type of fraud, but you're trying to tell somebody else how to better manage their money in their situation when you can't even do it for yourself. How does that make sense? But yet again, it's only Black people doing this. I don't see no other group. I don't see no other ethnicity. I don't see nobody else doing this. It's always Black people with their mouth open, sitting up there, always talking about some stuff that needs to be done, but they're not out here willing to sacrifice every single thing that they've ever worked for. Like some of the ones talking, y'all got like degrees, y'all got masters, y'all got doctrines, y'all got all of this other stuff. Y'all got families, y'all got young kids that you just set up and had, brand new newborn babies. Kids just sat up there and graduated high school or just graduated college. Are you willing to throw all of that away to sit up there and commit to one sacrifice? No, you're not. No, you're not. And this is when I sit up there and tell people like, yo, just stop talking. Just stop talking. If you're not willing to go out here and do that every single day, what you're trying to tell this young Black man to do, stop talking. Just stop talking. Like it literally, it makes no sense. And it's only Black people doing this every single time. I got 2 of these videos up. Let me, where's OBS at? Where's OBS? Because this is, because let me make y'all understand something. I got 2 of these videos up, right? I'm moving the background by mistake. I got this one, the video that you see me moving, right? I got that one. Let me open up another screen, go to images. We go to browse real quick. Where's the do I even have the image for this? Because I got a whole nother one that's directly up there, which is a part 2, which is related to the video. I don't have like the image for it up there. Okay, so this is what we're going to have to do. Let me just go to Canva real quick, because this is not making no sense to me. This is making zero, and I mean 0 sense to me. Matter of fact, I closed that by mistake. Fuck it, whatever. Let me see. Got to go to YouTube. I'll just take a screenshot of it. Because like I just don't like, somebody in the Black community has to make me understand, why is it that we always have our mouths open and ready to tell the Black people to do stuff when we are not ready to commit and make the sacrifice ourselves? I would love for somebody to explain that to me. Make it make sense for me. Like I'm really I would really love to hear the rationale. Let me see. All right, so let me just take that picture right there. Do this. Right. You probably see like the press play button or whatever for it. Don't even matter. Close that out. Close that out. Go back to OBS. And then this is the second video here, right? So we got 2 videos, right? And in the second video, which is the one that you see me moving right here, which is right below, where you see the image of an older black man, I explain, because I have to clearly like explain some stuff when I happen to put up these videos, because you'll start having people trying to gaslight, like a variety of things. They'll be like, oh, somebody's trying to start this, somebody's trying to start that, somebody's trying to, and it's not even really that deep. So what he was basically saying, you can listen to the pain and whatnot in his voice, his eyes. I looked at it as he was coming from the perspective of like a father, right? Of an older man. So it's like, I understand what it is that he was sitting up there saying. And I, explained that in the video. But the common theme that I would see in the comment section underneath both videos is that I would just see black people saying that the young man was wrong and that the young man should have basically knocked him down, that he should have basically did this, did that. And I'm like, where y'all coming from? Where y'all coming from? It's like I don't even like really understand, because a lot of the people that want to talk about what this young man should have been doing don't even want to sit up there and confront a lot of the people in their lives that have exactly wronged them. Like, you don't even want to confront your own family, your mother and your father, your aunts and your uncles, your sisters and your brothers, your grandmother and grandfather. You don't even want to confront those individuals that did that to you. What about previous jobs, right? Of white people that hired you. You don't even want to confront them, because you showed them, even though they disrespect you on an everyday basis, you still sit up there and give them the utmost respect, right? But you don't want to deal with that. What about the banks turning you down for loans, or you getting turned away from being able to buy a house even though you got the money to afford the house or the apartment or the car or whatnot or whatever? You don't want to sit up there and go off on them. You don't want to sit up there and knock them down even though they disrespected you. But yet you want this young man who basically has everything on the line to sit up there and ruin that because of what that white man was sitting up there doing. I'm a little bit confused. I need people to actually start getting their lives in order, start checking yourselves before you want to roll up and start checking somebody else. Like, that's crazy. That's a young man at the end of the day. Like I sat up there and stated before, I'm like, yo, out of all of these people that's sitting up there saying that this young man should have knocked this dude out, how many of y'all would have sat up there and put up 30,000, 50,000, 80,000, 100,000 for that young man to sit up there and be able to support himself if anything were to happen? If he were to face some type of lawsuits, if maybe he would have faced some type of jail time or any type of repercussions, how many of y'all would have really like put up money real quick to make sure that he would be fine, to make sure that he would sit up there and have a lawyer and different things? Like, how many of you would have done that? And chances are it's not going to be a lot, because then people are like, well, he did what he did, much love to the brother, the elders respect him and shit. But, at the end of the day, that's another man's decision. And, I can't sit up there and guard and, really pay for another man's decision. I'm a man myself. And as a man, I got my other, my own things, to really worry about. I got my girl, my family, my weed habit, some liquor, I might go to the strip club, hang out with the guys I got my own stuff, to sit up there and worry about. I can't, really help out another man like that. See, this is the shit I'm talking about. Like, I can't tell you how many comments that I've seen where people are like, yo, sacrifices need to be made. Well, nigga, go out there and make the sacrifice then. How about that? All the people that's sitting up there saying that this young man should be the sacrificial lamb, why don't you go out there and risk every single thing that you've ever done in life, all of the education that you got, all of the jobs, all of the money, all of the homes, all of whatever you hold dear to you, go out there and make a sacrifice and let me know how you feel after that. Are you going to feel good? Are you going to feel gleeful? Let me know how you feel when you're sitting there in jail and prison, when you're sitting up there facing a whole bunch of charges and all of that stuff that you basically held dear stripped away from you. Let me know how that works out for you. Like I said, I don't know what you think is going to happen. Like, do you think that you're going to get like a hero's welcome? Do you think that people are just going to like give you like a whole bunch of like gifts and money? Do you think that you're going to like just now become like this type of like God? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Like I said, I understand what people sit up and say an eye for an eye and different things. I get you. I completely understand you. I got you. I do not disagree with that. Do not disagree at all. But this is not that situation. This is not that situation. A lot of people sit up there and say, like, well, you know, the young man, you know, because he was being disrespected, he should have automatically sat up there and put hands on him. And then what? And then what? After he would have put hands on him, then what? Then what? What would that have done for black people as a whole? Just let me know. Just let me know. What would that have done for black people as a whole? Would that have given us reparations? Would that have been helped us being seen differently in society? Would it have progressed us forward from the 400 years that we missed of financial benefits and gains? Like, would that have really put more money in our pockets, more food on the table? Would it have prepared us for a chaotic type of situation, such as a world crisis of the world shutting down and people not being able to get money, people starving, going hungry, disease and everything else going rampant? Would that have prepared us for that? Or would it just been a moment that niggas would have looked like, yeah, I respect that brother. Now let me hit up World Star. Now let me hit up the Breakfast Club. Now let me sit up there and go look at some IG bitches. Like, what realistically would have been the positive effect from this young man hitting this dude? Somebody let me know. Somebody let me know. Hold on. Case in point right here. I done seen a lot of black people, just like he stated right here. And Zimmerman is still alive. I done seen umpteen black people always write on social media, Zimmerman, this should have happened, this should have happened, this should have happened. But yet, you ain't gonna do nothing. This is why I'm glad that he brought this up. This is why I'm glad that Zimmerman got brought up. I done seen black people over the years always running their mouth and always saying what should have happened. Like I said, Zimmerman was literally at events signing Arizonas and Skittles. He sold the gun that he shot Trayvon with. I think it was like, what, 200 and something grand? Like, it was like a ridiculous amount. And then this dude is back and forth in and out of prison. So it's like, you know, like I said, I don't know what to tell people. Everybody always be talking. It's like, yo, this should be happening. But yet the same people putting out and plotting these plans can't even plot their own journey in life. Like, somebody make it make sense to me. How is that possible? How can you direct another person and tell them what it is that they should be doing when you can't even pay your bills on time? You got niggas out here that got their bills late, motherfucking 3 to 4 months behind on a motherfucking $600 phone that they shouldn't even be fucking having. Like, what the fuck are we doing? You're back on your motherfucking rent by motherfucking 8 months, even though you're working, but you just don't want to motherfucking pay just because you don't want to motherfucking pay. You got niggas out here sitting up here scamming, doing PPP type of shit. EED shit. Thinking that they about to motherfucking get over, and then the government come knocking at that door, arresting their ass, looking stupid. Like I said before, like I don't understand black people. I don't. And this is coming from a black man. I don't understand black people. I don't. Like, motherfuckers can't even pay a goddamn phone bill. Like, how is it possible that you can afford a $1,200 fucking phone and you're late on your fucking phone bill? Like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Who are you trying to impress? Who? Like I said before, like, yo, black people motherfucking lost out here, man. Like, I get tired of always seeing like older black people like getting on like younger black people and shit. Like, yo, this shit is like, it's ridiculous. It is 100% ridiculous. A lot of older black people don't even got their own shit in order. Do not even have their own shit in order. Like, come on now. Come on. Like, if you're the type of black person that's out here still like impregnating black women and you're not even taking care of your kids or vice versa, yo, shut the fuck up. Like, don't fix your face to ever try to tell somebody how to sit up there and fix their life or how to sit up there and be like living a life. Cause like, yo, you still doing the same fuck shit that you've been doing since you was 19. Like, what is we doing? Like, what is happening out here? What is happening? Like, I'm just like, I'm highly lost and confused. I'm highly lost and confused with like black people. I really am. Like I was going to do like videos today, and then I was just like, yo, I'm just not in. I'm not in the mood right now. I'm not. This is something that needs to that just needs to get like fucking talked about. Like I'm just like, I'm lost. Like I'm completely lost. Living out. Also, much love and appreciation to anybody who's in the chat. My bad if I couldn't get to you. Um, it just ain't one of those days right now. Nene said, living outside their means. Like I said, black people, get your shit together. Like it ain't nothing wrong with sitting up there like living like a simple life. Like I don't even fucking understand it. Like every time I look on social media, niggas want to sit up there and do like some IG shit. It's like, yo, look at the ice, look at the bitches I got, look at the hoes that I got, look at the rims on my nigga. But what's actually in your bank account though? Like what do you have? Like it's to an extent, a lot of motherfuckers out here not gonna have social security, nigga. Like, so what are you saving money for? Like what are you actually doing? Now, I'll put it to you like this. If you got people out here that's buying all of this jewelry and shit, they got it insured and it's underneath like the business name. They're doing things like smart. Fine, so be it. I ain't even talking to you. You can move you can move your ass to the side of the conversation. I ain't talking to you. I'm talking about all the other niggas that be sitting up there buying Cuban links, all this other like unnecessary shit that depreciates motherfucking over time. All of this shit that's motherfucking not even like insured, that's not even under like a business name, that you didn't even buy under a business name. I'm talking about all of like the flagrant shit that you're using to sit up there and just get bitches. That's all I'm talking about. Nigga shit. Because you're on nigga time or demon time, as they like to sit up there and call it. And like I said, that's a whole other motherfucking story right there. Niggas saying that they on demon time. All right. I mean, I guess it fits. I mean, I don't even have my wallet on me right now, do I? Like I said, almost knocked over my computer. I guess it makes sense, right? Because when you sit up there and take out, let me just see. Like I said, I gotta do basic nigga shit because I'm on basic time, right? So when you look at the back of the dollar, right, and it sits up there and states, "In God we trust," I guess you are on demon time. It fits. It fits, right? In God we trust. Ask the government, like I said, next time ask the government, ask the Federal Reserve, what fucking God are they talking about? Let me know. Let me know. Like I said, you got a lot of people saying they're on demon time and shit. Go ahead, whatever. Like I said, fuck it. Whatever you want to sit up there and categorize yourself as, motherfucking so be it. Like I said, I've seen a lot of women out here that want to glorify being like a bad bitch and all this other shit, and it's specifically black women. I'm like, so be it. So be it. You're on nigga time. This is why I sit up there and use like nigga indiscriminately. You can be a man or a woman. I don't give a fuck what you are. If you're on nigga time, you're on nigga time. You're on nigga time. That's it. Like I said before, like it's the craziest shit. Like a lot of times, like we sit up there and demean ourselves and disrespect ourselves and go on social media doing all of this like flagrant shit, but yet we sit up there and demand respect. Nigga, what? All you doing is showing off bitches, hoes, jewelry, and all this other shit that don't mean shit, but you want me to, in a sense, like respect you because of the monetary value that you're worth, which really isn't anything in the long scheme of things. Because the shit that you got right now is not going to be the shit that you're going to have when you're 50, 60, 70, 80. You're not going to still be like, yeah, what you carrying on, I'm pimping bitches. You ain't about to be doing that. Just like a lot of the black women that's on the IG getting the Brazilian butt lifts and everything else done. You're not going to be looking the exact same when you're motherfucking 50, 60, 70, still trying to like shake it and break it. No, you're not. It ain't happening. It ain't, because 9 times out of 10, for a lot of those women that are getting a lot of that stuff done, they weren't about upkeep at all anyway. Because if they were about upkeep, they would have actually worked on themselves and then got some of those things in order to enhance certain things. Like there's a difference. There's a clear-cut difference in between people who cheat to get to a certain place versus people who work out and then, all right, I need a little bit here, and here. It's a complete difference. Two different universes. A lot of people, they cross them shits. Those are not meant to be crossed. Not meant to be crossed. Like I said, there's a difference in between a dude who works out to get muscle versus a dude who does steroids and then wants to start work. It's not the same thing. It ain't the same thing. Right? So, like I said, you might get the same benefits, which is you'll get the attention from, let's say, women, like, yo, he looked great, You might get the bad bitches, but what's the cost? Your health. You're gonna start having testosterone problems. You're gonna sit up there and start having acne. You're gonna start having anger aggression problems. I think you also might suffer from like ED. Like it's a lot of things that happen with steroids, right? So you want to take the cheap way at the expense of your health. Like a lot of these IG women out here or these bad bitches, they go to the furthest extent. They be going to the Dominican Republic or wherever else to get these surgeries done. And then they wonder why their health is fucked up. So it's like for a lot of the IG women, like they want to have the appearance of like they look great and shit, but on the inside is shit, right? Because you didn't have to do any work on that maintenance. So it's like you look good on the outside. So it's like you're going to continue to still have the same eating habits. You're going to still continue to live the same unhealthy life that you've always been living. And you think that your body is going to sit up there and just look the same. It's going to be looking like some Frankenstein type shit. It already looked Frankensteinish. It's going to be looking 2 times worse. But like I said before, people really got like shit fucked up. And I'm specifically just talking to black people. I don't care what no other group of people, no other race of people sitting up out here doing. Because that ain't for me to be monitored. Really. That ain't for me to be worrying about what they doing on like IG and all this other stuff like that. It ain't. Those men and those women can sit up there and create a platform and talk about, like a lot of those issues and, and different things like that. Yo, Dilly, much love and appreciation for the donation in chat. But it's like, yo, this shit out here is crazy. And people wonder why it is that the younger generation, they're all like materialistic. When I was growing up, that's what the previous generation used to say about my generation. They was like, oh, y'all like materialistic. Y'all just care about this, that, and that. And I'm like, it's nothing compared to this generation right now. Like it's vastly different because this generation solely lives, like their whole lives is directly on social media, right? So their popularity gauge is basically on some, all right, how many TikTok followers you got? How many IG followers you got? How many YouTube followers? Like whatever followers you got on social media, that determines how popular you are. That's what it is at this moment in time. Like, and that shit is crazy to me. So this is why you got a lot of these young girls. Yo, who is that? Veiled Seeker. Yo, much love and appreciation for the $50 donation. Thank you. Like, this is why you got like a whole bunch of the younger women who are on IG, who I'm just going to sit up and say as a man, it don't look like they value themselves. I understand the fact that sex sells. Trust me, I understand it. It's been selling for a very long time. But you have to sit up there and really think, like, does a man want to bring you home? Like, I would never sit up there and bring home to my family like an IG girl. Like, I'm not doing it. That's just like somebody that's like, all right, well, we're going to make it do whatever it do. And that's it. But I ain't bring you home. Like, I ain't really showing you off to like friends or nothing. Like it's no purpose because we're not going to really go anywhere. Because case in point, there's been like a few brothers already. And these are people that's like, up there in money, where they started dating these IG girls and they ended up losing. They took a hard L. So it's like you end up dating these IG girls. You know exactly what it is. You know that a whole bunch of guys all over the world hitting up their DMs, trying to talk to them, sitting up there, having sex with them and stuff. And then you want to try to wife them. You want to try and marry them. Really? But you see how they live on IG. And you think that you the nigga that's going to sit up there and like change a hoe into a housewife. That's what we're doing? That's what we're doing. I put it to the counter because I know how some people get angry, right? That's like, in a sense, how you got like a lot of women out here who, for all intents and purposes, black women, who think that they can sit up there and change a nigga into a gentleman. Really? Really? And the reason I say that is because I've heard a lot of women state, right, that nice guys finish last, right? So what I like to tell people is if you really have the mentality that nice guys finish last, that means that your first choice is basically jackasses, assholes, and dickheads. Like that's basically what you're going for. Whenever I hear a woman in a conversation basically say that, I'm like, I know why you're single. I know why you're single because you just told me the type of guys that you go for. You don't go for the nice guys. You're not going for like the quiet types, the dudes that sit in the back of the class, the dudes that just like observe and all that other shit. Why? Because it's not exciting. Because you've been told throughout your whole life, in order for a guy to like really capture your attention, he has to like be exciting. He has to do this. He has to do that. So y'all start dealing with motherfucking niggas that's scammers. You start dealing with motherfuckers that's like, yo, all right, I can't deal with a dude that has like a legal job because like the money is all right, but it's not really what I want it to be. But if he's really like scamming and like making like 50 racks, 100 racks, I can sit up there and fuck with that. I'm like, I guess you just like getting your ass beat and like losing like your 9 lives. Like, I guess that's what we're doing right now. You just want to sit up there and test fate and see how long that you can go. And then at the moment of time that you test fate a little bit too tough, now you're like, you know what? I need a nice guy. I can't do this no more. It shouldn't even take that. That's basically my point. It shouldn't take that. It shouldn't take for you to get your ass beat and start getting fucked up to realize that, yo, you should have just been like fucking with like nice guys instead of like dudes who are just drug dealers. Like, I don't get it. So it, like I said before, on an equal platform, both men and women, black, do dumbass shit. Like I said, I'm an equal opportunist here. I don't play those games. We can see if we can go either which way, and it'll still come back down to an equal opportunity there, where both people are doing fucked up shit. And I've had a lot of women basically. I've had conversations with you know, either in the comment section under videos or from previous times when I was younger, where I would have women sit up there and tell them like, yo, you know, men need to sit up there and tell, you know, other men and younger men what not to do and all that other stuff. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit up there and keep that in mind, right? So what I've done on my platform is that a lot of the times I've sat up there and told young men, I'm like, yo, don't sit up there and worry about women. The moment in time, this is what I say for all guys out there. Some might disagree with me, whatnot or whatever, right? We got about like 51 people in the chat. I'm not sure how many of you might be like men. But the main thing that I sit up there and like tell dudes is like, yo, don't sit up here and like chase women. Like if you're like a young guy, don't be sitting up here chasing women. Don't do that to yourself. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Because at the end of the day, chances are very great. 90+% of the time, that's not going to be the woman that you're going to sit up there and marry. So you're in a sense already wasting your time. What you need to sit up there and do, and I'm talking from experience. So what you need to sit up there and do as a young man is focus on yourself, focus on your education, focus on putting respect and value directly in you, focus on the money that you want to sit up there and make that price point that you want to sit up there and be at. Focus on sitting up there building your own business. Focus on all of that shit, right? Because the moment in time that you focus on that, women will show up. The moment in time that you focus on women, women ain't showing up. You literally got tunnel vision because you sitting up there running. You're like Barry Allen trying to sit up there and time travel. You're going through that tunnel. So all you can sit up there and see is one thing. You can't multitask because when you multitask, guess what? You're going to slow down. That's going to decrease your speed from what you're specifically going after. So you're sitting up there just focusing. Like, all right, I can't focus on the past. Can't focus on the past. I got to focus on this girl in front of me. She got a nice ass. Her everything else is looking nice. I got to focus, right? So you're missing the money that you should be making. You're missing the business that you should be having. You're missing the houses or the land that you should be owning, the cars that you should have, the trips that you should be taking, the bank account or several that you should be like, you're missing out on all that because you decided that it was the smartest fucking thing to do to like focus on women. Stupid. It's the stupidest thing to say. And like I said, I'm saying it from experience because I did the same dumbass shit. So like I said before, I'm not going to sit up here and call some shit out and not put myself directly in there as a key cut example. Like I said, I've done dumbass shit. I've sat up there and chased women when I was younger. And I knew later on that if I decided not to do that and I spent that time better on myself, I would be a lot better off. I would have better selections and choices. Right? So this is why, this is me using the conversations that women have had with me, but like, yo, you need to, tell men how, right. And this is how to sit up there and do it. Young men, focus on yourselves. 100%. Don't sit up there and focus on the moment. I'm going to tell you this. The moment of time that you decide that you want to focus on women at a young age, you're going to be taking a lot of L's. Now, I will sit up there and say this, because this is something I've learned either from my own experiences or by women telling me, right? So my mom sat up there and told me, this is like one of the most like honest women I've ever had in my life, because a lot of women won't sit up there and tell you. My mom sat up there and told me that at the end of the day, as a man, you got to protect yourself, because these women out here, they're not going to sit up there and do it. And what she means by that is the women, they're not going to protect your feelings. They're not going to protect you from, in a sense, the harm that a woman can do, right? So you'll have women out here that will lie. You'll have women out here, like, let's say, like, you're the type of guy that likes having unprotected sex with random women. Fine, so be it. Go do you. I'm not. Go do you, right? So then you end up getting a woman pregnant, right? And this is a woman that you don't even want to be with. That's not even wife material. That's not family material. That's not mother material. But you sat up there and like got her pregnant. Guess what? Now you're caught up with her for like 18 years. Whose fault is that? Yours. Because you decided to sit up there and go in unprotected. You decided to like go cave exploring without any type of rope, without any type of protection, without any type of light gear. Like, that don't even make any sense. So now you caught up with a girl that you don't even want to be with for like 18 years. You knew that she was like only for like this type of situation, but now you got her for this whole other type of situation. You fucked up. Now you got to sit up there and take that L. You don't got nobody else to blame but yourself, because you should have thought about that versus thinking about the flesh that she got. Right? So this is why I sit up and then before I forget, what else my mom set up and said is that you have a lot of women out here that are liars. They're very good liars. They will sit up there and trap men. Like, that's literally like what they do. If you don't believe me, if any woman who has an issue with what I'm saying, if you don't believe me, go on IG. Go look at a lot of those statuses. Go on Twitter. Go look at a lot of those statuses. Go read some books. Go look at YouTube videos of women literally training other women on how to trap guys, how to get the bag, how to not fumble the bag. Because like I said, this is why I tell guys to only focus on themselves, because you start focusing on women, you're going to fall directly into that trap. You're going to fall directly into that trap. I'll be damned if I sit up there and have a son and I allow him to be flagrantly out here with women. That's a failure on my part, because I already went through it. Like I said before, for a man, like a lot of men never, in a sense, like really, some men have, but some men haven't. The moment in time that you ever have a woman lie on you and say that a kid is yours and it's not, that's an eye-opening experience of how fucked up shit is. Because that is mind and life altering. That's the type of shit where it's like, yo, I'm good. I don't even want a relationship no more. Because if I know that at the end of the day, a woman can do that, I'm like, nah, son, that's a little bit too much. I can't sit up there and do that. And that's how the system is. So I would not at all want a young man to have to deal with something that I sat up there and luckily did not have to like full-fledged deal with. Like, yo, like experience, like I said before, and going back to what I was trying to say earlier about the young men, if you're going to be following after women, you better fall. I'll put it like this. It'll sound fucked up, but it has a reasoning behind it. Like, if you're going to end up falling for a woman, just go into it head first, right? So I gave you two different things. It's going to seem a little bit hypocritical, but there's a method to the madness, right? A brother that I was sitting up there watching, low tier guy, right? He was sitting up there saying like, yo, to a lot of the young guys, if you're going to go after women at a young age, fall hard and fast for them as quick as possible, so that you will get used to that pain and that hurt, so that when you deliberately, right, have somebody that is like trying to do things, you can see it. Your emotions aren't there. You're running with logic, right? You can separate the two, because when you're younger, you'll have logic and you'll have emotions like this. You're not able to separate them because they're going to end up like overlapping. So any red flags that the young girl is basically giving you, right? Logically, you see them, but emotionally, it's like, nah, son, you love her, you understand, like, you know what it is, like, she's a beautiful woman, she got this, that, and the third, and all, like, the emotion takes over the logic instead of the logic taking over the emotion. So it's like, for a lot of young guys out here, if you want to go after women, just sit up there and fall like hard and fast for them. So therefore, it becomes a lot easier to basically see the game that's getting played. Like I said, just cut it off real quick. Cut the head off the snake. It's that simple. Some snakes might be hydras, so choose your destiny. Like I said, I don't know what to tell you. And the reason I sit up there and say a hydra is because some guys will sit up there and give the same woman multiple chances. And it's like, I don't understand. I don't understand at all. I don't. So, you know, that's what I would sit up there and say to a lot of young men, taking it from experiences that I've had. Focus on yourself. Focus on giving yourself, because I put it to you like this, right? At a young age, I sat up there like going after women, going after relationships, right? Because that's what men do. Men chase. Men see something that they like, they'll go directly after it, right? So it got to like certain points where it was like, yo, I felt this type of like love, and I felt this type of energy where it was like, yo, I'm there, and it's like, I feel like I can just do any and everything, right? And this is me being like 19, 20, 21, right? And then it gets to that point, and then you figure out that that person wasn't really for you, right? They weren't really in your corner, and now you're just like left in the wind. You just see like the little, you know, tumbleweed like rolling through. You hear like the wind breezing and like the trees and shit. You're just out there in the dark by yourself, right? So that means that all of that stuff that that person, in a sense, had, that was in a sense given to you, it left with that person, because you didn't take the time as a man, as a young man, to invest in yourself. This is the main thing I sit up there and tell people. Anything that a person gives you in a relationship should be an add-on to the things that you already built. And what I mean by that is, let's say that I built like I'm like an engineer or some shit, right? I built like a skyscraper, like the bitch is beautiful, right? Everybody is like admiring the shit, coming around like, yo, that's a nice job. That's a great skyscraper. Like, yo, that's some good planning work, right? But you see somebody comes along and they're like, you know what? This is a very beautiful building, but I can add something to like really make it pop, right? That's that add-on. In a relationship, that's that add-on. So whatever you've already worked on, like physically, like, let's say for a dude, like you work out, you pride yourself, you work out, you do all of that stuff, right? So you're sitting up there, you know, working out, body looks great, your mental is basically great, everything else is great, right? So you have a woman that comes along, she's admiring you, she's like, all right, I see everything that you did, but I can do a little bit of something that can really, you know, add something to it, right? So maybe she's a very beautiful woman, so she can add some attention, more attention to you, because it's like people see like, all right, you look great, and now you got a beautiful woman next to you. Now that's really highlighting, you know, the whole thing. But what I'm saying is, even if she's not there, you still have that whole thing where it's like, yo, that dude looks great. It's like, yo, what's your workout regimen? Like, you still getting that attention, right? A woman did not build you. You built yourself. And that woman that came along just added something. So even if she's here or there, it's an add-on. You can do, you can have it or you can not have it. The main thing is that you spend enough time and years on yourself to build yourself up physically and mentally to a point in time where, like I said before, everything is an add-on. Like I said, that's how, for me, that's how I feel that relationships should be. Because if you don't spend time basically building yourself, the moment in time that somebody comes along and they invest things into you, just as easily as they invested those things into you, they will take those things as soon as they're out of the picture and not no longer in a relationship with you. So like I said, young men out here, like, yo, stop falling for like a lot of these tricks, a lot of these traps, a lot of these trick or treats, because like, yo, you like, yo, you catching L's. You catching L's. The only people, like I said, and directly being honest, the only people, out here that's winning is the women. That's it. The only people winning out here is women. It don't matter if it's whatever situation it is, women are winning. Like I said, like people gotta sit up there and like realize like that's the system. You ain't gonna sit up there and like really beat that. But the thing that you can do to alleviate certain things is that you can work on yourself so that you won't be, caught in that trap. That's the best thing that you can sit up there and do as a guy, right? For at least your situation. Now, of course, there's going to be other guys that's going to get caught in that trap. Like I said, I had a conversation with one of my moderators, and she was sitting up there saying, like, do you believe that, everybody has, a purpose? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm here and there, right? And the reason I'm here and there is because I don't know exactly what my purpose is. So I made my own. I'm not going to spend like 60, 70 years on a life journey to finally figure out what it is that I'm not doing that. I'm going to sit up there, whatever purpose I feel, I'm going to sit up there and shoot towards that, and we're going to make it do what it do. So at this moment in time, YouTube, me talking, me doing stories, that's my purpose, because that's what I made for myself. That's what I decided to do. There was no light in the sky. There was no scriptures. There was none of that. Nobody told me. It was something that I wanted to do, and I did it. That's it. That's how I basically look at it, right? Because I put it, even though I hate going into this conversation, right? Because I put it to you like this. A lot of people always ask the question like, yo, do you believe in God? And if so, like, what religious sect are you part of? What specific book? What scriptures do you know? The way I sit up there and put it very simply to people, I have my own personal connection in conversations with God. I don't need to have any type of scriptures to do this. I feel that my body, the main thing that I took from church is that I feel that my body is a temple, as they always said. I don't smoke, I don't drink. Nothing against people that do. You can do what it's your body. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. I decided to basically move differently when it comes to my body in that aspect. So if my body is basically a temple for God, then when he's, basically here, when we had those conversations, we had those conversations. And I also go by the point of it being 50-50, right? This is my mentality, right? So God does 50 and I do the other 50. I have to do the start in order to make it to the finish, right? So if I sit up there and basically pray to God and be like, yo, I need like 30 G's right now. Let's make this happen, right? Which most people do. God is going to be looking like, all right, I see what you're going through. You're saying that you need 30 G's. Okay, I can see the house here. I can see the car, right? The kids, medical bills, college. I see why you need the 30, no problem. But what are you actually doing to get this 30? Well, God, I'm praying to you. Like, what else am I supposed to be doing? Like, I'm worshiping you. I'm praying to you. Like, scriptures. Like, you see me. Like, you hear this. Like, I got you, but what realistically are you doing? It's like, what more do you need me to do? It's like, I'm praying, I'm worshiping you, I'm, memorizing scriptures, going to church, listening to the pastors, following the 10 Commandments. Okay, Okay, duly noted. Not no disrespect. I love that. It's very great. But what are you really what are you doing to really get this 30? God, like what more do you really need me to do? That's when the conversation is cut. And this is why a lot of people sit up there and try to like figure out, it's like, yo, God doesn't really love me and all this other stuff. No, you just don't love yourself. Because the main thing that God is trying to sit up there and tell you is like, it's great that you know the scriptures. It's great that you know the word, that you know the Bible back and forth, the 10 Commandments and all this other type of shit. It's great that you're doing that. But what are you really doing in order to get that blessing? And 9 times out of 10, people ain't doing nothing. Just being honest. Just being honest. I done went through church. I done seen black people. I done seen black people going to church, sleeping with who not or whoever, and magically Sunday everybody's a saint and a born again virgin. I done seen women sitting up there throwing their ass left and right, having sex with the pastor, and then coming in Sunday they a born again virgin and they ain't never have kids. I'm like, all right, y'all playing games and y'all wonder why y'all life fucked up. So the way that I sit up there and go about it, it being 50-50, is that I have to do the 50. It's not enough of me just speaking what it is that I want. I have to walk in those actions. If I don't walk in those actions, guess what? God is not going to give a fuck. I'm just going to be like straight honest with you. He, she, whatever you want to sit up and take it as, God is not going to give a fuck. If you're not physically walking in what it is that you're speaking, meaning that, all right, I need 30 grand. All right, so in order for me to try to get there, let me, I don't know, go back to school. Let me have a multitude of jobs. Let me become an entrepreneur. Let me try to find some way to make an effort to really try to get to that 30 grand, right? When God notices, like, oh, I see you actually making efforts. I see you struggling. I got you. You know what? You struggle hard enough. The next time you sit up there and go, money is going to sit up there and show up for you. It might not be instantly, but money is going to sit up there and start pouring in to the point where it's going to be that 30 grand that you asked for. That's how I sit up there and live my life. That's how I sit up there and have my relationship with God. I talk and I walk in those same actions. And I can sit up there and say that because I'm here directly in front of y'all. If it was not for me walking in those actions and talking, guess what? YouTube channel wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be sitting up here talking to y'all. Wouldn't be doing none of that. Like I said, so that's how I sit up there and do things. Right? And I'm going by a proof of work, which is me directly in front of y'all, looking at the previous channel. The previous channel, the very first channel, that reached 40 million people. 40 million people. Imagine that. Never at a point in time would I have ever thought that people would have 40 million people would have either seen or heard my voice before. Never. But that's where it is. This channel right now is on its way to sit up there and having like 1 million people basically view it. So, like I said, I go by proof of work, and this is my proof of work. So, that's how I sit up there and, look at it. Let me see. Mocha said no religion for me. No problem. Like I said, that's just a personal belief. Like I said, that's not me trying to push stuff directly on people. That's me just explaining a little bit more about myself to other people, because these are questions that people have asked me either by live stream or in the comment section or in real life or on Facebook or whatever. People have always asked, like those questions. And I'm like, all right, fine. I'm at the moment in time where I feel like actually like entertaining and actually having that conversation, like, so be it. Like I said, I completely understand why people don't like religions and all this. Like I said, I don't go with a certain denomination and all this other stuff. I don't at all, because I learned lessons. But back to the whole thing that I said before. Like I said, a lot of men got to get their shit straight. A lot of men just got to get like their shit straight. It's like it comes to a point in time where it's like, yeah, we can complain about the shit that women are doing, how dudes are getting like trapped and shit, but it's like realistically, like, nigga, you being stupid. Like you just like 100% like, being stupid. Like, stop sitting up there like falling for women who, in a sense, like they're like sirens. Like if nobody knows what like a siren is, beautiful voices and shit, They're the main ones, the mermaids and shit that would sit on like the rocks in the ocean and like the roughest seas, and they would like serenade men to the point where they would just like lapse in logic and judgment, and then they would crash into the rocks and kill themselves. Right? Stop falling for that, because that's all that is. Like whenever you look at like women online, like that's basically what you're sitting up there saying. Like you falling for that, man. It's like stop doing it to yourself. Like I said, the moment in time that dudes like that men like really start focusing on themselves and not focus on women, everything will sit up there and be better. It'll be better. I can promise you that. You'll stop having a lot of fuck ups. You'll start actually getting the women that are, you know, that will actually, you know, bring something like there. Like it won't be just so much of like a take type of like situation. And a lot of other things that I hear a lot of men basically have issues with or problems with, or all of this like other type of shit. Like I said, men need to just focus on themselves. This is why I am 100% for schools where it's all boys schools. I'm 100% for that. Just like I'm 100% for girls having all girls schools. I'm 100% for it, because like I said, at the end of the day, all of that stuff, all of those interactions, it's mixed messages, people playing games, people really not knowing what they're doing, and it throws off the whole complete focus on everything, right? Like I said, men should sit up there and focus on themselves. Women should sit up there and focus on themselves. Because the moment in time that takes place, things will be better. I put it to because I talked about men, I put it to the circumstances like women. There's a lot of women out here who are broken. A lot of, let me see. Voice microphone to take these words. Hey, what's up, Zaire? What's up, man? Okay, I got you. But yeah, there's coming from, like I said, I'm going to just deal with my experiences, right? Going through life, talking to a lot of girls, you know, like during the time of being in high school and middle school, and then me, like as a man, you have a lot of broken women that are out here. And the thing that ends up taking place is because a lot of these women are broken, they, in a sense, get a recharge from guys because they really haven't built themselves up, right? So, and this goes back to the same thing that I said about guys focusing on themselves, instilling certain things in themselves, you know, taking that journey, finding things within themselves, so that if anybody, if a relationship comes along with a woman, it's an add-on. She's not taking anything away from you, because internally there's nothing that she can basically take away from you. It's like, all right, she loves you, you was in a relationship. It's like, all right, that love is not going to really equate to the whole body of work, excuse me, that you have, because you have enough love in yourself. So it's like, with or without her, you're still going to be out here surviving. You're still going to be doing what it is that you got to do, right? So then when it goes to like women, the whole thing is you got a lot of women that end up in broken relationships because they themselves are broken. So it's like, whatever the reflection is, that's what the person is going to seek, right? If a person is basically, for all intents and purposes, perfect, right, they're going to, you know, want somebody who's on that same playing field, right? But if you're a broken person, you're going to want to deal with other broken people, because you know that if you deal with somebody who's at like an emotional level, a certain emotional level, you're not prepared to deal with that, because they're, in a sense, for all intents and purposes, their perfection is going to shine a light on all of your imperfections, which you are not willing to deal with at this moment in time. So then you're going to start to have that envy, that fear. You're going to have to deal with that insecurity and all of that other shit that you basically have from both yourself and previous relationships when dealing with this brand new relationship. So now, once you have that for women, now once you have that perfect guy, you sit up there and like look at him, and you got problems. All the problems that you should have basically had with all of those other guys that fucked you over, you don't want to get that to those guys. You want to start bringing that to the brand new guy, right? The guy that don't even deserve it. And you want to start basically shitting on him and all this other shit, but realistically, you're not mad at him, but you're mad at yourself. But because you're not willing to actually face yourself and to face that anger, and to face all of that brokenness to actually like fix that, you want to sit up there and start throwing shit at somebody else, trying to like make them seem imperfect just like you. And I'm like, that shit don't make sense. And I'm like, this is why a lot of women's relationships start breaking down, and they start thinking back. It was like, yo, that dude, he was really like a good guy. Like, I don't know like what happened with that relationship. No, I can tell you what happened. It was you. It was you. For all intents and purposes, you jacked up that relationship. If you got to sit up there and really sit back as a woman and you're like, yo, that was really a good dude. Like, I really don't know what happened. It was you. It was you. Like I can't tell you how many times, like throughout my 20s, I was literally telling this to women. I'm like, yo, you're the common denominator. Excuse yourself from the situation and let me know how that goes. Guess what? That whole situation wouldn't have happened. The whole relationship wouldn't have happened. But like I said, it go back to something that I said about a portion of an hour ago, 45 to 55 minutes ago. Whenever women have the mentality that nice guys finish last, you're the reason that your relationship's fucked up. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to be honest. Just going to be 100% honest. Kid you not. You are that reason. Nice guys don't fuck up relationships. It's fucked up people that fuck up relationships with nice guys. Like, that's the crazy. It's the most insane and craziest thing to hear somebody say that the nice guy fucked up the relationship. How? You were a fucked up person. You didn't even deserve to even be with a nice person because of how fucked up and disorganized you are. But yet you got the nerve, the audacity, and the gall to sit up there and blame the... Woo! Like I said, this is when I always say in a lot of videos, I respect people who take acknowledgement, acceptance, and responsibilities for their choices in life. If you are a woman, and if at any moment in time that you've ever said that nice guys always finish last, this is why you're dealing with assholes. This is why you're dealing with dickheads. This is why you're dealing with bums. This is why you're dealing with guys who ain't shit. Because of you. You put that energy out there. You literally told the universe, it was like, yo, fuck nice guys. Nice guys finish last. That's not really what I want. So the universe is like, I got you. I'm going to give you all the fuck shit. Like I said, think about it. If a woman is actually honest about her shit, think about it. I've heard too many women sit up there and say that nice guys finish. I've heard this so many times. And then I'm sitting up here looking, and I'm like, so this is the reason that you're single. This is the reason that shit didn't sit up there and work out. This is the reason why you're not at the happiness that you really see yourself at, because you fucked up your own situation by putting that energy directly out there. Because when you say that nice guys finish last, you're like, give me all the fuck boys, give me all the bums, give me all the guys that's living at home with their mom, give me all the guys that don't have any type of jobs, give me all the guys that have like a multitude of kids, give me all the guys that's going to sit up there and treat me like shit, give me all the guys that's going to take value away from me and also devalue me and also disrespect me, right? And also not acknowledge me, right? That's basically what you're saying. That's basically what you're saying. And it's like, it's completely crazy and it's baffling to see women on social media complaining about men, but these are the men that you asked for. These are the men that you asked for. If you're a woman and all you're focused on is like, I want a dude that got like a big dick, all intents and purposes, right? That's the type of dude that you want. You want a dude that's going to like break your back end. That's going to knock an ovary loose. Okay. Guess what? You're going to be dealing with all the other types of guys. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to be honest. Just going to be honest. I've heard a lot of women sit up and say, I don't really deal with nice guys. They're great and all, but, the dick game, it just, it really ain't there. They're just not really doing it for me, right? But the niggas, right? The bums, the guys that's in and out of jail and prison, like, yo, they dick game. It's like, yo, it's like, but then, so you get drunk and mesmerized off of the dick because of them, and you keep going back and forth with bums and you wonder why you're in the relationships that you're in. You wonder why emotionally you're fucked up as a woman, and that you can't sit up there and hold a simple relationship with a dude who's like an honest type of dude. Because mentally, physically, you're locked in on these other dudes. Like, oh yeah, he doing this right, he hitting this right, he doing all that. I'm like, all right, then stay over there. Don't go for nice guys. Don't do it. Because this is what I'm sitting up to say. If you're a woman that is just solely interested in like a dude's, like whatever he can do, how he can perform for you, no problem. So be it. I get you. You're a sexual creature. No problem. Nothing against you. Stay with the fuck guys. Stay with the fucked up dudes that's doing that for you, right? Stay in that circle. Stay in that circle. Don't ever in your life sit up there and start moving to the other circle talking about you want a nice guy. It's too late for that. Because you're going to fuck up that situation for another woman. Because you're going to fuck that nice dude over, and he's going to become a jackass and not give a fuck anymore. I'm going to tell you. Because that's how nice guys disappear. That's exactly how nice guys disappear. Because you have women that are on their own shit, on their own motherfucking time, want to do all of this other shit and not have to bear or deal with any type of consequences. They fuck over a nice guy a couple, or just one time, and a nice guy's like, man, fuck all of this shit. I ain't about to do all this shit for women no more. It's like, fuck it, I'm about to be on my own shit now. Like I said before, if you're a woman and you're just worried about the dick, just deal with them fuck dudes then. Just deal with that shit. Just deal with it. So if that means that that's going to have you with like 9 kids and shit, deal with it. If that means that you got to sit up there and be putting like money on his card and all this other shit, because he's going to be like in and out of jail, or he's going to have a long prison sentence, then motherfucking so be it. If that means that you got to deal with like the drug boys and shit, motherfucking so be it. But don't sit up there and move from that to start trying to move to a nice guy, because it ain't going to work. Because you're not that type of person. You don't got that type of energy. You don't got that type of mentality, that type of heart. You're not built for that. What did TLC say? Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. Do that shit. The rivers and the lakes, right? For all intents and purposes, talking about, man, the rivers and the lakes that you used to, stick to that shit. Don't start moving over to like the nice guys and shit and fucking up that situation for like other women out here. Don't do it. Because I'm telling you, it's not going to be good. It's not. It's not. Like, shit is crazy out here, man. Like I said, I need people to start like getting their shit in order. Like, I really do. I need people to really start getting their shit in order, man. Like, this shit is crazy. That's bars. Too toxic for nice guys. That's bars. Like I said, like I don't run into. I put it to you like this, right? In my earlier years, in my 20s, I didn't run into quite the assortment, right? And like I said, for me, I'm like, I ain't even about this life. Like, I'll sit up there and be honest, like, yo, whatever you sitting up there like looking for and shit, it's like I like to just like lay shit like directly out on the table, like, yo, we can't even do this. It ain't even gonna sit up and work. Like, this is why I sit up there and like I listen to the history of women, of what women have when it comes to like, you know, boyfriends and stuff like that. Like, I listen, right? And in my 20s, I'm like, I'm not the type of guy that you're looking for. I'm like, I don't even know why you're here. Like, in my mind, this is what I'm thinking. I'm like, I don't even know why you're here, right? So it would get to a point in a relationship where it was like, all right, you know, probably like the testosterone talking. It's like, yo, we about to, you know, make some stuff happen. This is about to, you know, go down. Logically, my mind is like, nigga, I need you to slow the fuck down. We got several red flags. I done marked some shit off, and you're really about to listen to this other nigga telling you like, yo, we about to do this? Hold the fuck up. I'm about to bring this train to a crash and halt. We ain't doing nothing. Motherfucking flag on the play. So unconsciously, right? Consciously, testosterone talking. It's like, yo, we about to get this done. Unconsciously, my mind is like, I got you. We about to fuck you up real quick. So like, start having a conversation, and then you start talking about whole other shit that just like start throwing the mood completely off. And then it becomes like a train wreck. So it's like, for me, that's how it ends up working. Because I realize, right, a part of me realized that, yo, this is not a situation that you are built for. This is not a situation that you should even be in. This is not a situation that's going to be therapeutic at all, and it's going to just solely end in ruin. And that's why a lot of those people were basically left directly in, like the past and stuff. Like, yo, but like I said before, a lot of men don't basically have that thing to basically tell them, like, yo, you shouldn't do this. Right? A lot of dudes just like run fully off like the testosterone and like everything else basically going. And they're like, yo, I'm about to get in here. I'm about to do this. We're about to make it do what it do. Yada, 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 all this other shit. And then a few months later, I'm pregnant. And now you got the boo-boo face because you got a toxic ass woman pregnant that you should not even had stuck your dick in. Like, I'm a little bit baffled by some of these situations out here. I'm just a little bit baffled. Like I said, I'm also talking from the experiences, right? Because I've lived some of this shit. So I know what the fuck dumb shit is. I know what it is to motherfucking be stupid and to, completely just like ignore red flags that a woman is given and just go directly for it. Like I said, men do stupid shit. We do stupid shit. This is why we are the explorers and women are not. Because we are willing to take that risk and see, like, yo, what the fuck is in the Mariana Trench? It's really dark down there. I don't know what the fuck could be down there. It could be a prehistoric beast from 2 billion years ago, but let's see. Matter of fact, let's drill miles into the Antarctic ice, into this lake that's been covered since the Jurassic area to see what the fuck is down there. I don't know what the fuck it is. It could be bacteria the size of a car, but fuck it. Let's see what's down there. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's explore the moon. I've never seen the dark side of the moon. Maybe there's a colony of an alien civilization that's been monitoring Earth for years that we don't know about. But fuck it. Let's just fucking see what it is. You know what? Let's sit up there and explore Mars. Let's terraform that bitch and see what the fuck happens. Maybe there's some people that might have been there that are probably still there that might be savages, but fuck all that. Let's still sit up there and go and see what happens. Like I said, this is the difference between men and women. Women are, in a sense, when it comes to exploration, a little bit cautious. Men are just like full steam ahead. Fuck it. This is the Titanic. We're about to hit every motherfucking iceberg in this bitch, but we're going to see what it do. Woo! Like I said, it's crazy out here. It is yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy out here, man. Let me tell you something. Let me see. Discussing also black men, if we are to get respect we deserve here in America, why do we just go to another country where? I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. The reason why is because we're used to where it is that we are. For all intents and purposes, this is the reason that a lot of people go back to like exes and stuff like that. So like, all right, let's say this, all right? So let's say that you have relationships, right? You have relationships with like 5 people, right? And then on that 5th person, that last relationship, you were like, you know what? I'm cool. I don't want to sit up there and deal with like people. I don't want to be in like relationships and stuff. What people normally start doing is, because they don't want to start dealing with new people because they're scared and all that other stuff, they'll go back to a comfort zone. So out of those 5 people that you basically were just with, 4 of those people, you're going to go back and have sexual relations or engagements basically with. You'll have, some type of a relationship with them because there is a sense of security and safety basically there, because you know what it is that you're dealing with when you get that person, because you already have that history, right? So that's basically like black people in America. We know the destructive history. We know the amount of annihilation and the amount of like eugenics and all this other stuff that's that's going on and whatnot. But we're used to it. This is our comfort zone. So it's like, we can see it, we can deal with it, right? But when we go to somewhere else, we're not so ready to move on and try to deal with that, because you got to learn the people, you got to learn the language, You got to learn the situation. You got to learn how to move. You got to learn who to engage with and who not to engage with. It's a lot of politics involved. Like, it's a lot of stuff that if you weren't raised with, it's going to be like a daunting task to basically like take on from like day to day. That's basically a whole new life and a whole new life experience that you would have to sit up there and walk. Right. So that's why a lot of black people don't sit up there and be like, all right, we're going to move to like the islands, or we're going to move to some area in South America, or we're going to move to maybe some area in Canada, or we're going to move to some area in Africa. That's why black people aren't so ready to move, because we're comfortable and we're used to this comfort zone. We have a fear and we also lack fear of where we are. Right. When you're in a brand new area, you're going to be, your antennas are up. Your spidey senses is basically like going off. All of your hairs, because you're not used to where you are, all of your hairs are standing up all the time, because your body is like, all right, I got to be ready for like any and every single thing. But anytime I happen to go to the suburbs, I'm like, all right, it's a little bit too quiet. I'm not used to like hearing like the usual noise. I'm not used to hearing the cops, the firefighters. Something is up. I'm waiting for something to pop off. Like, I'm waiting. Like, that's how we're going to be in a brand new situation. All right. So if we go to Africa, we're going to find a comfortability in a little bit relaxing, because like, yo, I'm around people who look like me. But behind all of that, you should still, in a sense, have that fear, because just because it's people that look like you don't 100% mean that those are people that are 100% for you. Right. Because for all intents and purposes, us going to Africa, we are foreigners. Just saying, we are foreigners. Just like when Africans come here to America, they are foreigners. So it's like, that's how you got to, you know, really gauge it. And you got to keep yourself in that mentality. It don't matter if I was in Africa for like 20 or 30 years. I'm still a foreigner. I wasn't born there. Those aren't like 100% my people. I wasn't raised with that tribe. I didn't go through all of the things that they experienced and went through, and, you know, and different things like that. So, you know, that's why a lot of black people ain't ready to really move. Like I said, for me, out of a lot of the friends that I know, I'm pretty much one of a few that actually, you know, took the step to like, you know, venture and do other things, to like, you know, whatever. Right. Everybody else is technically, you know, where they are because that's their comfort zone. That's where everything is. That's, you know, family, friends, you know, school, all of that other, you know, good stuff. So it's like, some people are just like, I'm fine where I'm at. Other people will be like, you know what? I want to sit up there and see what else is, you know, basically, you know, out there. So, you know, that's basically, you know, how it basically works out here, you know, when it comes to, you know, black people and moving and, you know, and different stuff like that. Let me see. Zaire said, I finally got the PlayStation Online accounts together. I finally got it working. All right, man, I got you. You could just, I think what you would have to like look up, it'll either be Hito Seiji or SEIJIHITO on PSN. Matter of fact, let me get my controller real quick. Let me just get that controller. Let me turn that on. I gotta wait for that to actually like cut on behind me. It don't actually do what it's supposed to do sometimes. Like, it doesn't really like click on when it's supposed to. Oh, it did this time. All right. Mr. Seven said, peace to everyone in chat and peace to you, Sergio. Much love and appreciation. Mocha said you need to deal with your problems head on. That's our problem. We run instead. Yeah. This is our home, not our land. Right. We're also too divided, right? What's the name had a download? Let me see. Mo was like, Nibiru is just beautiful this time of year. Oh, this man crazy. Ew. Let me see. Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Like I said before, and I'm not even trying to go at it from like a biblical standpoint. Like I said, the main things I sit up there and like tell a lot of guys now, stop sitting up there chasing women. At the end of the day, stop doing it. It's not gonna benefit you. It's not. It's not. Focus on yourself, focus on yourself, focus on yourself, focus on yourself, focus on yourself. Like I said, I can't even like the craziest part, I wish I had the video. Like the craziest thing that I seen is like I seen a group of young black girls over in the UK, and you had a group of young black boys, right? And the young black girls in the UK, it was just a small group. I'm not saying that's all of them, but you got a group, right? So it was about like maybe like 8 to like 10 of them. And they were basically saying that if you are a teenager, right? If you're a teenager, a young black teenager, and you're just focusing on school, you're a bum. I'm like, huh? I'm like, hold on. Like, wait a minute. I'm like, oh, so you mean to tell me that a 17-year-old guy who was at home, focused on schooling, focused on his education, is now considered a bum? What are we doing out here? And then they were also sitting up there saying, they were like, yo, you need to have a job. Like, you should have a job because I have a job. Like I guess all of the girls up there like had jobs and they were working and whatnot. They were stating like, oh, how long that they've been working and stuff. I'm like, okay, that's great. You're young, you're a teenager, you got a job. Don't act like you having a job at that age is some type of like price point value as to determine how much worth it is to be in a relationship with you. That has no correlation. That has no correlation. Because at the end of the day, you're still living at home with your parents. No matter if you're making money or not, you're still living at home with your parents just like he is. You're not any higher than what he is. Like I said, this is what happens when you have a lot of this bullshit being put directly out here for these young girls to literally look at. You got them calling other guys in their age range bums because they're focusing on their education and not out here getting a job because they got one. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. And then you had one girl up there, she was like, yo, don't you feel some type of way, or aren't you embarrassed because you're still like, at home and you're still asking your parents for money? I'm like, how old are you? What bills do you pay? What rent do you pay? What house do you like? What are you talking about right now? And one of the other girls had to check her real quick. She was like, but you're still living at home. She was like, do you pay all of your bills? And the girl who originally asked the question, she was like, no. And I'm like, if you're not even paying your bills, why are you talking about what somebody else is sitting up here? Like I said before, this is why I keep sitting up there telling people, you got to monitor what it is that your kids are sitting up here watching. You got a lot of these young girls thinking they like in their 20s and 30s, they thinking that they doing some big shit out here and they not. Like, that's crazy. And like I said before, and I'm going to a lot of the women in chat, let me just make this very clear. A lot of those girls who are thinking that these young guys are basically bums and that they're not worth anything because they're 17, 15, 14 and don't have a job, those girls or your daughters, they're going to start messing with older guys. So your daughter might be 14, 15, 16, 17. She's going to be looking for guys that are 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and in their 30s. Why? Because she considers guys who are within her range not worth, not of value. So she's going to start sitting up there looking towards those older guys. This is how, like I said, people don't even understand how this works. And I can already clear cut see it because I've seen it. Because I keep hitting this. I've been in that age range. Let's say it was 20s and whatnot. Because I wasn't doing the same or whatnot as like other women out here, which they weren't really doing that much shit either. I was seen as like, all right, I can't sit up there and fuck with you. I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. So they start sitting up there dealing with like a lot of the older guys and all of this, like older shit. Matter of fact, I even take that back to like being in high school, like senior year. Because I seen some of those girls and I seen some of the guys that they were with. And them being 18, they were with dudes who were like in their 20s. certain extents, you saw guys who were in their 30s. And I'm like, you about to get fucked over. It's curtains for you. Curtains. And then next thing you know, you see them rolling around with a baby stroller. And I'm like this. I'm like, where is that guy at that you were just with, that you just sat up there and said was of so much value that basically I wasn't? Oh, that's right. He's nowhere to be found. Good job. You played yourself. You played yourself. And another one. Like, shit is crazy. Shit is crazy. Like, I'm literally listening to like videos of like women online sitting up there saying like a guy that works like a normal job or an entrepreneur is not worth a woman's time. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, so hardworking guys just ain't so all right. So nice guys finish last. They're directly out of the pictures. Hardworking guys who have a stable job, a stable income, getting paychecks, paying bills, the nigga ain't worth it. I'm like, okay. This is where we at. This is where we at. Jesus Christ. Like, yo, it's let me just sit up there and say I'm very happy that I'm not growing up during this time frame in this generation. Let me just tell you, I thought it might have been tough when I was growing up. Nah. Looking at social media, because of how everything is basically run with the younger generation now. Everything is social media. So it's like, yo, if you ain't popping on social media, all the other stuff, if you're not looking nice, if you don't have the right filters, you ain't gonna be getting shit. Shit ain't, it's not about to be happening for you. It's just not. You know. Wait. I have a friend named John. He likes to swear sometimes, but he's not racist. So I'm right here if you need me to say he took or said he. So also I put in until this. Okay. I think I get what you're saying, Zaire. I think I'm following that sort of. But yeah, it's like a lot of this stuff is like it's crazy. So it's like, yo, I just very much hope to a lot of the women that might be in the room, like please protect your daughters from a lot of this nonsense out here, because it is not going to be beneficial for them at all. I promise you. Because I look at social media on an everyday basis, and I look at how a lot of women move out here, and yeah, it ain't really moving. Like when I can sit up there, like I've known you for like 10 years, technically not really knowing you, but I know you through like Facebook for like over 10 years, and I know like your whole history, and in a sense like your relationship history, and I can just like look at stuff. It's just like I know the choices that you make. I know the choices. But you know, like I said, just please protect your daughters from this. And if any women out here, if you got sons, please protect your sons from this. Because like I said, you got a lot of women out here. If you are honest, if you are worth your salt, or however people want to sit up there and put it, you got to be honest with your son and let your son know, like, yo, you can't be out here trusting every single woman or every single girl that come along, because a lot of these girls out here got ulterior motives where they see you as a sucker, and they're going to sit up there and use you. They're going to sit up there and do whatever they can get directly out of you. They're going to sit up there and do that. So, you know, like I said, hopefully to a lot of the mothers out here, to a lot of the women that got sons, y'all sitting up there like letting them know. Especially y'all, because y'all got the insight. Y'all know a lot of friends. Y'all know some of y'all women out here, y'all got some fucked up friends that be doing fucked up shit, but you still friends with them. And like, yo, use your friend as an example. Like, yo, you don't want a girl. I mean, yeah, you don't want a girl like this. I might be friends with this person, but you don't want a girl like this. Like, this is not what you want to sit up there and, you know, and go for it. You know, a different shit like that. And like I said, and some men, if they're honest, and they've been on fuck shit like their whole life, they'll be honest and they'll be like, yo, I don't want you to find a guy like me. because I did a lot of fucked up shit. I want you to find somebody that has like certain like good characteristics and qualities, but I don't want you to find somebody that's just like me, right? That's being honest. As a man, that's being honest. Acknowledging the fact that at certain points of times in your life, like, yo, you were just doing you. You were doing whatever it is that you wanted to do. Hearts got broken and all of this other shit. But you acknowledge that, yo, it was wrong on my part. And I don't want you to basically go through that. So hopefully to a lot of the men too, if you've ever been on some fuck shit or still doing some fuck shit and you got a daughter, you better make those corrective actions right now. Because I promise you, the moment in time that your daughter start dating, she's going to date a guy that's just like you. And you're going to see it coming. I'm telling you what it is. She's going to sit up there and be bringing home guys that's just like you. You can't be mad. Why? Because you're showing her that example. If you still on like some fuck nigga shit, you still on nigga time and all this other shit, your daughter's going to bring that home. And you're going to have a problem. And I promise you're not going to like it, because you're not going to like the reflection that you're going to see. So this would be a great and very awesome time to make those corrective measures. So, like I said, I'm an equal opportunist on this channel. Everybody can get it. Both men and women. That it is what it is. Let me see. Yeah, that's bars right here. There's no Medeas anymore. Grandmas are out here trying to chase the bag. Yep. That is facts. That is 100% facts. Let me tell you. It is crazy. And yo, let me tell you something. It's crazy to really hear an older woman have the lingo talking about fumbling the bag. I got to go out here and get the bag. I'm like, and people wonder why it's a lot of guys out here like saying shit now. Because it's like, look at this type of shit. Like, you're literally just saying that the only value that a man has is the money. That's the only worth that he basically has. All that, and this is why I sit up here and say this shit. Like, regardless on however people sit up here and disagree with it, realistically, I'm just going to be honest. Going through a lot of shit, a lot of women do not want nice guys. Let's just be honest. Let's just motherfucking put it out there. Nice guys, as people put it, are L7s or squares, or they're boring. They're boring. They're boring. They're not exciting. They're boring. They're boring. They're boring. That, like I said, a lot of women say that they want a nice guy, but they don't want a nice guy. Right? So it goes to the same thing when it comes with money. Women will sit up there and say that they want a hardworking guy, but yet they want all that guy's attention or what have you. So the way I sit up there and tell people, it's like, all right, women say that they want a guy with a lot of money. All right, so you want a guy with a lot of money, which means he's not going to have a lot of time, right? But then you're like, all I want is like a guy's time, right? So you want a guy that has a lot of time, but he's not going to have a lot of money. Like, what are we doing? Like, which one do you really want? Do you want a fuck guy or do you want a nice guy? You want a nice guy? All right, well, he'll be empathetic, sympathetic. He'll have, a heart to basically give to you. He can acknowledge you. He can see your value. He can see your potential. He can uplift you. He can give you all of those little bit attributes, but he just doesn't really have the money. That's going to be a no-go for a lot of women. So it's like, all right, push the nice guy out the way. So you got the fuck guy, right? So he'll have all of the money in the world, or he can consistently get all of those bands and all of them shits, but he don't really got the time for specifically you, because it's not just you. It'll be a multitude of other women that he's also entertaining, because he has that variety of selections. See how that works? But it's like, when you explain this to people and you give them the science, it's like motherfuckers still don't want to sit up there and look at it, and they still are bewildered like a deer in headlights of, how the fuck did I get here? Like, how did the relationship go so wrong? It's because you were looking for things that, in a sense, in a long run, don't really matter. Don't really matter. Because I can't really imagine a lot of these women out here Still like, yeah, I'm 70 years old. I'm chasing a bag. Grandma, where you chasing? Where you going? Where what bag? Like, can you even carry that bag anymore? Are your hips and your back is that even still in line at this moment in time? Like, I'm like, what are we doing? I'm like, you should be like relaxing on like a beach, like watching the sunset, like, dancing and and stuff like that. Like, realistically, technically, you should be doing that. Like, there, you can't, whatever bag you got, you're not taking that to the grave. Like, that makes no sense. You shouldn't be like 70 still chasing like rich guys. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, do you not see the Grim Reaper? That nigga's at the door in all black. He's knocking for you. What you still chasing money for? It's like, like I said, I don't get it. Maybe it's me. I can try to put logic to it. I can try to make it make sense, but it just still, it doesn't make sense. Like I said, all of like we're pretty much like dealing with cyberpunk at this moment in time, because like I said, the same women chasing the bag are like the same women that's getting a whole bunch of surgeries done. They're just getting things like replaced, rebuilt, what have you. And I'm like, this is like some cyberpunk-ish type times right now. It's like, yo. And then this is another thing too, to a lot of women getting these surgeries, I need y'all to understand that y'all getting to the point where you are, in a sense, like, first, okay, when women get a lot of these surgeries, fine, cool. Now you got men getting these surgeries as well, modeling themselves after you. So then when both of y'all basically, in a sense, have the same body type because y'all went to the same doctor and y'all wearing the same makeup, now y'all out here looking the same. Make it make sense for me. Make it make sense for me. Just somebody. I've never seen this. Like, this is crazy. At no point in time can the opposite happen. I can sit up there and work out, work myself and all this other stuff, go out here, all right. I know I'll be able to, like, if I sit up there and like work out, build up my body, healthy wise and all the other stuff, groom myself, change my clothes, I'll be able to, get some eyes basically looking. I know for a fact it's not going to be the reverse, where I'm going to have, in a sense, competition, right? For all intents and purposes, where there's a woman who is also dressing like me, also interested in women just like me. She ain't about to be out here trying to like build up her body and all the other stuff. It ain't happening. It ain't happening, like I said. Oh my God. Yo. Bars. Transformers more than meets the eye. Yo, it is crazy. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Did the mic come back on? Wait, that's not what I'm looking for. Wait 1 second. I gotta deal with like something on the phone real quick. So give me like a quick second here. I'm just gonna just like mute myself, whatever. Alrighty. Alrighty then. Alright, I'm back. So we lost about several people up in here, but you know it is what it is. Let me see what we got up in here. Going through, getting words to keep entertained. What's up, y'all? I'm good. Found floods. Apart. Sorry, what was this? What do y'all think? You have to play a song. Slap it ludicrous. Let me see. Hey, congratulations, Mocha. Congratulations. 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 Let me see. Yeah, Officer Haku directly in the building. What is up there, good sir? What is happening? What is happening? But yeah, also hold on. Let me just also touch on like this whole simple thing here. Which image am I looking at here? Let me just nah, fuck it. I'll just leave those up. Let me get another image up here. And let me just hit this sideways shit up here real quick. Where is the what's the name, man? Oh, I got two of these. I forgot. Let me just do that. Like this shit right here. This is all I'm saying. Because I hope that technically, because usually like I know, and I'm talking about like specifically like to this person right here. I know that you're like usually like on like the page and shit, and I know like you're usually like watching some shit. You might not watch a lot of shit. Technically, I should have started off the live stream with this, but I didn't because other shit was going on. To the motherfuckers out here that be like really rolling through this bitch and just be like rolling up to like my platform, and you want to start talking like sideways. Like I said, these comments here all have to do with that black young man up there that was getting mistreated. So you had this woman who obviously does not like black men, and a couple others that decided that they wanted to start basically, in a sense, using this situation as to generalize all black men and to say that black men are cowards and all this other shit and yada yada yada. And I'm like, yo, if you, like I said, I don't know who's, and I made the response before in the video. I don't know who the fuck YouTube page you directly came from. Please crawl back under that rock. Please crawl back under there. Like I said before, I pray to God that you never have a son. You can have all the daughters you want to. It's whatever. Never have a son. Because, dear Lord, you don't ever need to raise one. If at any point in time you're the type of woman that does not like black men, that also means that you don't like your son either. Anything that you got to say negative about black men, you're saying that shit directly about your son because he is going to end up becoming a black man. So I'm like, I don't understand how people don't like correlate a lot of that shit. Just like when you got like black dudes out here that don't like black women and they're saying like negative shit specifically about black women, and you end up having a daughter. I don't know how you don't think that that's going to internally do something to your daughter from her seeing and hearing what it is negatively that you got to say. She got to look at herself every single day. So all those words, she remembers every single thing that she's heard you say, her father. So those words are going to be there. Same thing with black women. If you don't like black men or whatever the fuck it is, stop, keep the shit to yourself. Because the words that you're saying, the hurtful words that you're saying, are going to end up going directly towards your children. directly towards your children. Like I said before, people don't understand. It's like for a mother, for a son, the mother is like the first love that he ever has. For a daughter, the first love that she ever has is her father. So both of y'all gotta, in a sense, understand that y'all are the guidance, the guiding light to showing them like, yo, this is the person, how a person's supposed to treat me. This is how I'm supposed to be respected, valued, and all this other stuff. If you're literally saying, as a black woman, I hate black men. Dislike all the black men I have relationships with and all this other shit. Well, guess what? Your son is not going to want to be with somebody who looks like you because he's going to feel that, all right, well, if my mom feels this way, then every other black woman feels this way, right? Because he's going to go from that template. He's going to go from that blueprint because you can have 7 billion women out here, but the most important one that's going to show him what a woman is going to be that mother. So whatever the mother does is going to have an impact on every other woman out here, right? Same thing with a father. Whatever impact and effect that you basically have on your daughter, that's going to end up impacting every other man out here. So if you're the type of dude that's like, yo, fuck black women and all the shit that they've been doing and how I've been treated and they this and they that, if you're saying that, your daughter's going to be like, you know what? I don't want to sit up there and deal with black men because of the way that my daughter speaks. I mean, the way that my father basically speaks about black women, the way he speaks about me. Because people don't understand, like, yo, whatever you're sitting up here saying negatively about the other half or whatever, your children internalize that shit. They hear that shit. And if they're the opposite, if they're part of that sex, that grouping that you're talking about, your children are going to internalize that. And they're going to be sitting up there like, yo, well, all right, well, I know how y'all feel. It's like, I'll just go to somebody who don't feel that way. Like I said, people gotta fix themselves, man. Mocha said, much love and appreciation to everybody in chat for, wishing her many blessings, towards her brand new business name, Nene said that person is a troll almost every black channel. I believe it. But this is the, let me go to what Nene is talking about here. So Nene is talking about the person that I'm highlighting, all of these comments, right? Because the same person decided to comment underneath this video, right? Because I brought those comments directly in there because I'm like, either, regardless of if she sees it or not, I'm still going to sit up and do it because I'm going to sit up and talk, right? So regardless on if that person is a troll or not, the main point that I bring up, Nene, is that I've had other black women literally roll up to the scene and argue back and forth. And it's like, it can be a troll or it can be a troll. My point is, I got time. Other people, who got platforms and shit, they might not have time for this shit. They might not want to give it time. I got you. No problem. That's why I'm here. Because I give this shit time. Like I said before, and I'll use it and I'll put it towards an example because regardless or not if this is a troll or not, the fact of the matter that you do have black women on social media who speak just like this, who make YouTube channels just like this, who make IGs just like this, who make Twitters just like this, who are in front of millions, tens of millions of other people around the world that talk just like this. Like I said, it's a clear-cut example of an issue and a problem that needs to be called out and fixed. It needs to be called out and fixed. Like I said, out of my whole lifetime being here, the only time I ever heard of like really problems dealing with black relationships was by way of black women on the TV. So whenever it happened on like talk shows or whatever it is, I always heard black women sitting up there complaining. Always heard black women talking about, black men this, black men this, black man that, black man that. Always heard that. Like, black women don't understand is like, yo, they will give you a platform to literally talk down and to talk about black men. They've been doing this for decades. And I'm like, black women don't even realize it. They're using all of the pain and the hurt and how it is that you feel in order to generalize and to put this negative type of like energy on black men. So when you have black men that see this, like black men in the 90s, the 80s, or whatever, black men didn't really have platforms out there where people were like, all right, y'all gonna let us basically speak about what it is that, we're going through. Black men didn't have platforms. we didn't have shows like that, right? So then, you know, it's a one-sided type of thing where it's like you get to hear the women complaining and all the other stuff, and then they're saying that they're the positive things in the whole relationship, never did any wrong and all this other shit. And black dudes out here just feeling resentful. It's like, yo, like this is some fucked up shit. Like nobody want to tell like a different story out here. So now you got this resentment at this point in time in 2021, where you got black men, black women resenting each other over a variety of words, situations, and all this other shit. But it basically, you know, stems from a lot of things that we have, in a sense, caused, right? Because we're more willing to, in a sense, go to television shows, social media, and all this other shit to basically talk about our relationships, but yet we're not willing to actually go to that one person that we're in a fucking relationship with. Like, make it make sense. I'm like, it don't make sense. Now, I'll put it to you like this now, because I understand that women are smart, right? So if black women went on to a television show basically complaining about the relationship and how the dude basically wasn't shit and all this other stuff, right? And then they portray themselves as to be just like the greatest thing since sliced bread, is going to have a positive effect on the black woman, because now she's, in a sense, like on like this type of like pedestal, right? Where everybody's basically viewing her. So because everybody's viewing her, that means other men are going to be viewing her as well. And then those other guys, I'm like, all right, well, so those other guys didn't sit up there and do you right. And I'm hearing all of the qualities that you say that you have. It's like, all right, I'm going to sit up there and shoot my shot. Right. So now they got like a whole bunch of suitors, don't matter the ethnicity or race. They got a whole bunch of like suitors basically, you know, lined up for them. So it's like, I look at it like two different ways. Like one where you have like the negative effect that it ends up putting on black men and the relationship in between black men and black women. And then I look at it as the positive effect, right? Women being smart and knowing the fact that if they go to social media, if they're in front of a camera, that they can put on whatever face they want to put on. And chances are, depending on how they look, it'll catch wind, it'll catch fire. And then that will make it that much easier for them to basically sit in one place and have 1,000 guys or 100,000 guys basically look at them and give them the attention and whatnot that they seek. So they can just sit back and just be like looking at a resume. It's like, all right, guy number one, nah. Guy number two, nah. Guy number three, nah. Guy number four, maybe, right? They can just like sit back and do, you know, let it do what it do. And, you know, a variety of different things. All they got to sit up there and do is say yay or nay. But the end result is the fact of the fracturing of the relationship in between black men and black women. That's basically what it does. Because once you start having women go on social media and they're talking about the hurt that they've been in, then you have other women that have never been in a relationship. They'll be like, yo, I can empathize with that. I understand that. And I'm like, you've never had a relationship. You've never even held a candle in your life, but you're saying that you understand what fire is. I'm like, hold on. I need you to roll that back real quick, because that's how social media is. That's exactly how social media is. And it's crazy. But, you know, you got a lot of people out here who, in a sense, feel like alone. They want a place to basically belong, and they want, you know, to have, I guess, like that understanding, you know, basically out there and stuff. Like I said, at the end of the day, yo, black people, y'all got to get it together, man. Like I said, I don't know what it is that, you know, black people are doing directly out here, but it's everything that's detrimental and nothing that's like really positive. And I say that for the most part because I'm talking about in a grouping type of deal. I'm talking about in general type of deal, because everybody can say like, oh, yo, brother, you know, I'm not that way or whatnot or whatever. And some black women can sit up and say like, yo, I'm not like those black women. I get that. When we can all sit up and say that we're individuals and we don't do the same fuck shit that other people sit up there and do. But at the end of the day, like, fuck shit is still happening. And everybody has to suffer because fuck shit is still happening and we're not really correcting it as a group. Like I said, it's always black people. It's always black people. Like, Other people of other ethnicities and whatnot, they're going through like actual real serious stuff, like stuff that is like literally taking them out every single second of every single day. They're not dealing with a lot of the petty shit that we be sitting up there like talking about every single time. Like certain conversations we shouldn't even really have to like talk about. We shouldn't, because the situation should be done. It's like as soon as it's brought up, a plan is made or a blueprint is formed, and you take action. That's it. But black people are so lackadaisical with shit. It's just like we'll list some shit, we'll complain about some shit, and then we'll say we're going to do some shit, but the end result is we still won't do shit. And I'm like, I'm confused. I'm like, do you not want shit to happen, or do you want shit to happen? Like, what, where are we going? Like, it's crazy. Because a lot of our own dysfunction, we don't need anyone else adding to it. That's facts. That's facts. We know how it is to fix a lot of the situations because we're a part of those situations. But yet we opt not to actually do anything about those situations. Like, that's like somebody complaining about being in like terrible, like ultra horrible like relationships. But yet you keep picking, you keep I said peeking, you keep picking the same type of individuals. What are we doing? Like, what really is going on? Like, what's really happening? It's like we can only sit up there and complain so much. Like, you know, like I said before, for all intents and purposes, it's like basically having friends. It's like we've all been at a place in time where we had friends and whatnot, and then we just get to the point where we start like seeing like a lot of shit, and then we're just like complaining, but yet we're not doing nothing about it. The easiest thing to do is if you see a situation, if you see shit that's taking place, separate yourself from those people. Yeah, it's gonna suck. Yeah, it's gonna sit up there and hurt. Yeah, you're gonna be thinking about the memories and all that other shit. And you'll have your times where you're like, yo, I really wish that I can get in contact with people. Yeah, I really wish that I can talk to people. Yeah, this, yeah. But it's like realistically, was anything really beneficial there for you? Were you beneficial to those people? Were they beneficial? Was it like an equal type of, was it a symbiotic type of relationship? If it wasn't, then it's like, all right, well, it was nice. just keep track of people and just make sure that, hey, you know, they're still alive. Maybe they got some kids, and you know, all it's great. You know, like I said, there's nothing wrong with loving or caring for people from a distance. Because like I said, at the end of the day, you have to monitor and keep track of like your own energy. Your friends and your family aren't built to do that. They don't care about doing that because they got their own lives and their own situations, because everybody lives in their own bubble. You can come and complain to people about shit, but really ask yourself, do people really honestly give a fuck? You might have some people that do, but even if they do give a fuck, are they able to monitor your energy? Are they able to monitor the intake? Can they do that for you? They can't. You have to do that yourself. Like, yeah, it's therapeutic to like talk to people, but yo, are you really having the conversations with yourself? Are you really working on yourself internally so that you no longer have to have those conversations? So that no longer is any of the stuff that you're going through persistent. 9 times out of 10, we're not. 9 times out of 10. Because we always sit up there and keep telling ourselves like, yo, we got to work on this. I got to work on this. I got to work. But do you actually really motherfucking work on it? No. Because it sounds nice. It sounds nice to say that, yeah, let me just put out there to nobody that, yeah, I'm working on myself. What the fuck is that going to do? Nothing. Because at the end of the day, you're still going to sit up there and do the same shit. You're still going to have the same fucked up health. You're still going to be doing the same fucked up shit. You're still going to be messing with the same fucked up people. You're still going to be living the same fucked up life. You're still going to be taking the same fucked up pay at work. You're still going to be having an education that really didn't matter because you're not even using that education at the job that you at. Like, the whole situation is fucked up because you refuse to do anything to basically Change it. But it just sounds nice to sit up there and put out to the universe, yeah, I'm working on myself, I'm changing. Like I said, it's bullshit. Like I said, the moment in time that we realize that, as Mocha said, we cause like a lot of our own dysfunction and we don't need anybody else added to it, the better off we will be. Because that will then mean that we are going to sit down, take a breath, and actually work on ourselves instead of focusing on what the fuck everybody else is sitting up here doing. But you can't even get black people to do that. You can't even get black people to sit still. Black people always talking about like kids, ADHD, and all this other shit. But motherfucking adults can't even sit the fuck down just to sit up there and monitor their own shit. Like I said, the craziest shit to me is having grown ass black people trying to tell you what it is that you need to do when their bank account is always in red. Black people trying to tell you what to do when they can't even pay a goddamn phone bill on time. Got goddamn black people trying to tell you what it is that they need to do when they can't even fucking make it to work on time and they're directly at the door. That, like I said, shit is baffling. I'm just listing simple shit. Simple shit. But like I said, it's always black people though. We always got the right answers for like everybody else, but yet we don't have the right answers for ourselves. How the fuck does that work? How are you going to sit up there and guide somebody else when you can't even guide your own life? Like, it's a difference between like you making fucked up decisions and learning from those fucked up decisions, and then you're bettering your life from it, versus you making fucked up decisions, still doing fucked up decisions, and you got a fucked up life, but then you're trying to tell somebody like, yo, don't do this. Huh? Like, I can't tell you like how many like older black men that I used to sit up there and like talk to when I was younger, and they were like winos or like drunkards, alcoholics, whatever. And I can listen to their life in all of the promise. Like, they would always have like those stories of having a great education, always having women, living a high life, all of this other shit. And then some shit happened, and then they just became like a drunkard, living on the street, fucking up everything. You know, like, yo, young blood, like, yo, don't be like me. Like, you gotta sit up here and do better. Nigga, you can't do better for yourself. So how am I going to use your example when you can't even sit up there and show me any different? Like, that don't make any sense. You're telling me to do the opposite, but you're still doing the same exact shit you're telling me not to do. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, that's crazy to me. That's the craziest shit. This is why I stopped. This is why I stopped talking to people on the street, because I'm like, your shit ain't equaling up. It is not equaling up. You're not going to tell me not to do the same shit when you're still making up the same fucked up decisions. You're still living out here on the street. You still fucked up your family. You still not sitting up there being with your kids. You're not trying to reconcile or whatever the hell it is. You're not trying to make life better for yourself. You're not trying to fix shit. You're not trying to fix all of the things that you broke. You're just like, you know what? I can't face all of this shit. Let me continue drinking. But you know what, young blood? Don't be like me. Nigga, what? Get yourself together before you decide to sit up there and tell me anything. Like I said, I'm nowhere close to even being towards you. You're in like, what, your 50s? Your 60s? And this is what you're doing? And you telling me at like 19, 20, don't be like you? Don't worry. Don't worry. As soon as I was able to sit up there and smell the alcohol from your pores, my decision was already made, my guy. Like I said before. Ain't doing it. Ain't doing it. Like, that's crazy to me. Like I said, I need people to motherfucking get their shit together. People need to get their lives straight. I ain't saying that you gotta motherfucking be perfect, but I'm like, geez, like, shit, like, bruh, damn, like, yo, like, what is happening out here, man? It's crazy. Like I said, black people, get your shit together, man. It's, you know, it's that simple. Some people will sit up there and say, like, it's easier said than done. No, motherfucker, it's as easy as you want to make it. If you want to go out here and get money, guess what? You'll find a way to motherfucking make money. You'll collect some bottles. You'll collect some cans. Bow. Guess what? Go to the local Kroger, Myers, whatever convenience or liquor store that you got. You trade them bitches in. Now you just got a couple of dollars. You see how easy that was? It wasn't that hard. You got trash and bottles everywhere. Go motherfucking start to collect it. But like I said before, Motherfuckers want to make things harder than what it really is. People want to act like things are more challenging than what it really is. Because realistically, you don't want to do the work. You just don't want to do the shit. You want to be complacent, and you just want to live in the exact same situation so that you can complain about the exact same shit. And that's it. That's it. Like, that shit is crazy. That shit is motherfucking crazy to me. That's bars right there. Smart people learn from their mistakes. Wise people learn from other mistakes. That's true. That's true. But the one thing I will sit up there and tell you, if you're in a fucked up situation, still doing fucked up shit, you don't have any arms to tell me anything because your arms are wrapped around a lot of situations. And you ain't an octopus. You only got 2. But you got 9 problems. So make it make sense. How you gonna make it happen? How you gonna find a cure for cancer when you're sitting up there like focusing on a whole bunch of other diseases? How you gonna do it? How you gonna do it? You can't. You gotta focus on this one task and correct the situation so that you can sit up there and do, figure out other situations, other viruses and all this other shit. Like, shit is crazy. What y'all brother said? Lil Nas X did himself. I don't even care. Like I said, I put that on any. I'm gonna say this as simply as possible to any women out there that have automatically signed up to agree with other stances and other beliefs. This is what happens. This is what you get right here. So what he's basically telling you is that you don't have to be a woman in order to have a child. I'm done with it. It's whatever it is. I don't even care. I don't even care. Like I said, that's women got to deal with that one. That is all. Men have nothing to do with those situations. The moment in time you start seeing, I'm sorry, I can't even say men. The moment in time that you start seeing more individuals taking pictures like that, or they're starting to do that, women, y'all got to handle that. I don't got nothing to do with that. I never co-signed any of that. Y'all got to fix that one. Like I said, I ain't about that life. Like I said, whoever caused those problems, I will let them deal with those problems. I'm just going to be 100% honest and let people know exactly where it is. I never co-signed for it. I never agreed with it, anything like that. So like I said, Lil Nas X is letting you know who the real women are. That's basically what that is. And no, Lil Nas, he has a mother. He has a mother. So, hey, that's I just, certain situations I deal with, certain situations I don't. That's basically, like where I'm at when it comes to, that situation. Like I said, people can live their life however they want to sit up there and live it. I don't got nothing to say. Let me see. Like a company uses KPI keys, performance indicators, and individual needs to have KPI to measure progress. Okay, I got you. Let me see if I can go through some of these. Sharper said, "Is your subscriber still growing? If it is, good work." On this channel, yeah, they're stuff is transpiring, which is great, which is cool. Like I said, stuff works out when you sit up there and start putting work in, and you start working towards a goal or certain actions. Sooner or later, things will basically transpire, which is dope. So, let me see what else we got up in here. No, right. But see, that's the thing though. He he is in show business, right? A lot of this stuff isn't act or what have you, because I seen some of the other like a tweet, I'm sorry, that he left to a female artist that he said that he would do something to her. And I'm like, but I thought that you were just solely into guys. I'm like, how did that even happen that you saw a woman, black woman, like so attractive that I would, perform this act, directly on. I'm like, no, nobody, like this isn't like, like nobody's like looking at none of this stuff. I'm like, okay, like I said before, I understand, when stuff, on Facebook they said a little guy. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But also pay very close attention to how Hollywood is. Notice how he automatically looks pregnant. So that should let you like just think about like other like people directly out there whenever they say that they're like pregnant, different stuff like that. Are those celebrities really pregnant? Are they really pregnant? I don't know. But yeah, man, it's pretty ridiculous out here. It is pretty ridiculous. But yeah, like the like I said, at the end of the day, I just want black people to like get they shit together. Like I'm dead serious. That's why I ain't come on here with like no music playing in the background, no none of that shit. Cause I'm like, nah, we good on that. I'm seeing like too much fuckery out here, and like people just like saying sideways shit. Like I said before, like this whole shit, like the comments that you basically see from like one person, troll account or not, it's the whole fact that you got individuals out here that will want somebody else to perform an act during their life that they would never be ready to do for themselves. So you feel that anytime that black people get disrespected, that they should just go out swinging. But yet, all the only thing that you're getting from that is like a simple reaction. It's like, yeah, you did it. And then you continue going on about your life, raising your kids, getting married, having relationships, seeing your family, seeing the newest movie, getting a brand new iPhone, standing in line for whatever pre-order, going to concerts, taking trips, going to football stadiums, watching your kids have grandkids, going to weddings, going to graduations, getting a brand new car, buying jewelry, getting some brand new food, moving to a new destination. Look at, like I said before, like your life continues on. But yet that one black person that you said like, yo, you need to sit up there and like do this for the squad. Now he hemmed up, and yet you know where to be found. You know where to be found. So, like I said, black people, if you're going to tell somebody to perform or commit to a certain action, please live by example. Please live by example. Because I promise you, 9 times out of 10, you're not. Because you're not about to be rolling up here showing us how many felonies and assault and battery cases that you got because you decided to commit to the exact same action. Because your life will be totally different. And we all know this. There's only so few people out here realistically that are living within the means to like, all right, I'm about to do, if somebody disrespect me, I'm about to do, do what it do. There's only so few people out here. And usually those are people that don't got nothing to lose. Everybody else has things to lose. So, it's real cute and great to say it on social media, but are you actually living that in real life? No. No. Let me see what we got. The Jomo, Trills, Jomo, Lucy. Wow. Uh, the good part about stuff, I'm not sure if that was. Let me see. I mean, technically you had it up there the first time. Not sure why you might have deleted it. Damn, you make it sound like we shouldn't defend ourselves. Then when you say it like that, you make it. This is what I'm sitting up there saying. All right, Thunder. Case in point, since you basically, brought this up. Out of all of the life that you've ever been disrespected, how many people have you knocked out? How many people have you knocked out? So that means your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, your friends, your best friends, somewhat friends, bullies, people's on the street, jobs, people who work for other people. How many of those people throughout your whole life have you knocked out consistently? I'll wait for an answer. Because that's all I'm saying. Because I'm just like, everybody's always sitting up there saying like what they would do, but I'm like, are you actually living that life? I seen the dudes who live that life. They in and out of jail. They in and out of prison. They don't got nothing to lose. It's like, all right, well, I already got like a couple of hits on my record anyway. I'm about to just knock you out just because I can. Like, it's whatever. I'll just go back to the same place that I've always been. Like I said, they're not losing nothing. They can afford to. People who are in and out of jail and prison, they can afford to sit up there and just do this. Everyday people, like, really, so you telling me like, so for Thunder, so basically you can have the perfect life. You worked your whole life to become like a billionaire, right? And you got the perfect wife, you got the perfect family, you got the perfect kids, everything is all good. So the moment in time somebody disrespects you, you're going to knock them out. And then that one punch that you did end up killing that person and taking their life. Now you set up with murder charges. So now all of that money that you basically got is not even able to get you away from this murder charge. So now you're going to be serving time. Was it worth it? Thunder said, not many. Once you do the first or the second, the rest will ask, do I really need to bother this man? You got 7 billion people on this planet. Nobody knows who you are. Like I said, your name is Thunder. I don't know who you are. I don't know your actual name. I don't know your height. I don't know your description. You could be like a 7-foot character, 350 pounds, solid muscle. I don't know. The fact of the matter is you got 7 billion people out here. People don't care. You could have knocked out 2 people. How men work is like, all right, you knocked out them 2. You ain't about to do the same thing to me. That's how a lot of guys work. So you're not going to sit up here and make it seem like guys are not going to try another guy after they didn't see some shit happen. No, you got motherfuckers out here that think that they can literally knock out Mike Tyson. And I'm like, go do you. Like I said, I've seen what he did. I care about my life. He's literally beat up a car. I'm not about that life. I will just bury myself in the dirt. But I'm just saying, 7 billion people out here. The other guys out here don't care what the fuck you knocked out because they're going to say, I wasn't that nigga. Try that with me. Like I said, every guy out here ain't the same. Some dudes will be like, all right, you knocked him out. I want to try to fight you. Some dudes just want to fight just because. So, just end. You said you are allowed to defend yourself. Nobody said that you couldn't. But when we talk about, let me go back. Oh my God. Let me just, when I go back to the videos that you clearly see directly in front of you, at no point in time did anybody strike each other. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, he was in a personal space. Yes, good. I got it. But I'm saying for all intents and purposes, for the job that he has in the military, he has a lot more things on the line than everybody else that is in the comment section telling him he should have did this, he should have did that. Well, all right, how about this? Go join the military, go sign up, and just wait for the moment in time that somebody like the dude in the scrubs show up and then show everybody what you're about. You're not going to do it, though. That's my point. That's my point. Everybody talks about what this young man should have did. They're not going to put themselves in that exact same circumstance so that they can take those actions that they be talking about online. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So you can say that you knocked out people. That's great. That's great. But when it comes to other people's circumstances and the things that they got online, you're not going to be the one to support. So, all right, you said I'm saying that black people don't have the right to defend themselves, right? All right. So let's say that 1,000 black people or 100,000 black people, right, take what you're saying or take what other people said in the comments section. And they're like, you know what? The next person who is racist towards me or whatnot or whatever, I'm just going to knock them out. Let me know, how much money are you going to put up? How much money do you have to support a GoFundMe for 100,000 black people? Let me know. Let me know. Because I can promise you, if you are a millionaire or a billionaire, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be having this conversation. That's what I was talking about the whole time. That was the main topic of discussion. You must have came in late. That was the whole topic of the conversation that I started this live stream directly from. So yeah. You said, but still, if you see this, you as an individual, you can intervene to help this man. 9 times out of 10, people are not going to intervene. You know what people do? You know what I've been sitting up there seeing? Hold on. Let me get this real quick. Hold on. I gotta put this on Facebook. I gotta world star this shit. I gotta sit up there and put this on IG. That's what normally happens. You know how many fights I've seen with black people where 20 black people could literally intervene? I don't care how strong a dude is. One dude is not taking out 50 people. Those 50 people are going to jack. You can be as strong as Shaq. Shaq is not taking out 50 people. I promise you. I will put money on it. Promise you he's not. Promise you he's not. So what I'm sitting up there saying is, you will always have, especially with like incidences, let's just say dealing with black people, right? You can always see black people fighting. Families have watched black people within their own families fight. How many times do they intervene? Or do they just let it happen? 9 times out of 10, they just let it happen. But everybody's talking about like, yo, if you see what happened, just intervene. It's a lot easier said than done. It's a lot easier said than done. Because like I said, when you intervene, you know what's going to end up happening. People are going to start swinging on you. People are going to start pushing you away. Then it's going to be not just a physical altercation in between this person and that person. Now it's a physical altercation in between this person, that person, and this person with you. Because now you're going to feel a certain type of way. And now you're going to want to sit up there and put hands on this person. So now it's in a sense almost like a 2v1 type of situation. So like I said, like a lot of stuff, like it's easier said than done. You said I keep coming up with astronomical numbers. All right, let me go to a real life situation. Like I said, me coming from Detroit, me being at Northland. Anybody from Detroit know what I'm talking about? Northland is a bus stop at Northland Mall in Detroit. I'm coming from school, right? Taking a bus, going back home. You know what I sit up there and see? I see kids from across the way, from across Northland, from this little private school that's there, or it was turned into a private school, what have you. And it was about 20 kids in like a white shirt, right? So you saw one kid walk by him. It got to the point where the buses lined up and blocked off the kids. One of the kids walked by. He was saying some stuff. You could see his feet directly under the bus. After he said something, you started seeing feet start trucking behind him. So as soon as he saw that, he started sitting up there running. The white shirt that he had on turned brown because they were stumping and beating him. You know what happened at that bus stop? Everybody was just watching, including myself, because I knew that if I would have sat up there and jumped in there, I would have got myself hurt. It wouldn't have helped out nobody. I would have got myself injured and been right there, down there, not knowing what the situation is, not knowing the disagreements that they have, but I would have sat up there and got myself hemmed up and caught up. That's a real life situation. A lot of the shit that I'm sitting up there like referring to and shit, I'm at least referring to shit that I've actually seen. I've seen issues. I've seen times like my boy Big Mike. He got a brother. The dude is like, how big is Melvin? That's a big dude. He's about maybe close to like 6 something, 300 and something pounds solid. Watch that dude single-handedly take down 4 people by himself, knocking them, rocking them, knocking them, rocking them. But yet, people could have intervened to sit up there and stop him from doing that. But you know what would have happened? Those same people trying to intervene would have got knocked out or pushed out the way. I've tried to sit up there and stop a dude that's bigger than me from fighting. You know what happened? My man, I'm going to put you over here. I'm like, you know what? If this dude can easily do this, you got it. It ain't no reason for me to be here. Like I said, I'm talking about shit that I've actually tried to do. I've actually tried to intervene in fights and stop motherfuckers from fighting. But guess what? Niggas are going to do what niggas want to sit up there and do. So you got a choice on if you want to intervene and get fucked up, or if you value your life and you just going to be like, you know what? It is what it is. I'll let them sit up there and deal with that. That's how I made it this far. That's how I made it this far. You know how many situations I've seen turn out into like shootouts and you got a motherfucking running shit? How many situations turn into like motherfucking fights where you got a group of motherfuckers sitting up there fighting, but you're trying to be the logical nigga trying to like motherfucking politic and shit? Like, yeah, you got to sit up there and understand there's a time and place. And obviously your place trying to politic, me trying to talk, niggas don't care. So like I said, I'm not coming up with no astronomical shit. I'm talking about shit I've actually motherfucking done. Like I said before. But when you try to tell people shit, niggas don't want to listen. This is why I don't be talking. You said what? This needs to change. They intervene when it's their people. Captain Obvious, I get what it is that you're saying. That's great. Easier said than done. Are you your Thunder? Bruh. Are you yourself? Every single time, whenever you see some shit take place on the street, are you about to intervene? Are you about to do it? Let me know. Because obviously, motherfucker, you Superman, you bulletproof. You can do any motherfucking thing out here in the world. You need to be going out there. Fuck all this shit. You need to be going over there stopping wars. That's what you need to be doing, because obviously that's what you're able to do because you got that power. Like I said, I don't know what to tell people. I've tried this myself. I've tried to delegate, politic, tried to do all of that shit with people. Like I said, I'm a neutral type of dude. So I can sit up there and talk to dudes who are like in gangs and shit. Like, it's whatever. But at the end of the day, they're going to do whatever the fuck it is that they want to do. So if they're going to shoot each other, it's time for you to get the fuck up out of there. That's it. That's it. All right, so you said that if you don't fight back, you get hurt or killed. If you fight back, you get hurt and killed. I'm serious when I ask this. How can we defend ourselves when we are attacked and come out on top? That's for each person in those situations to figure out. The main thing I've said up there and told black people's like, yo, hey, I literally did a live stream where I showed a black man who was an ex-cop who was tired of seeing what was going on. He was like, you know what? I'm going to create protection for black people. I'm going to create bulletproof vests and wear that's fashionable for black people. That's somebody who took action. So you're talking about being able to defend yourself. If you want to defend yourself versus a gun, there's a black man who literally came up, should be thick skinned. There's a black man who created a website so that you can go there and buy bulletproof vests, bulletproof backpacks, and I think he got some coats up there. So that's one form of defense. You got black people out here who own gun shops, who will give you gun training where you can get your gun license. That's another form of defense. You also got black people out here, because I, at one point in time, had a black man that was a sensei. You got black dudes out here that know martial arts. That's another form of self-defense. So it's like, I'm not exactly sure what you want me to tell you. because you just basically said if we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. So how can we do this while coming on top? That's up for each individual, depending on the circumstances. I don't know what's going to sit up there and happen. I don't know if like some dude is going to just be out here walking in Georgia and there's going to be like 20 like true Americans just like rolling through the street with like trucks and guns. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Do the best that you can sit up there and do at that moment in time. Like, I don't have the answer for that. The only thing that I can sit up there and tell you is that there are a multitude of avenues where you can get self-defense training, where you can get close quarter combat training, where you can get bulletproof vests, where you can sit up there and buy firearms and get firearms training. That's the best that I can sit up there and do for you. I can point you into those avenues and those directions. Other than that, I can't sit up there and tell you because everybody's situation is different. So now what? So now what are we doing here? That was the best answer that I can sit up there and give you. So what else are you looking for? Like, I'm a little bit lost. Like, I'm a little bit lost. The Trills, it should be thick skin. Let me see if I can actually is it TY? Yeah. Let me see if I can put this. Make this like real simple. Let me go to Windows. I think it should be Windows, right? Yeah. Capture window. Okay. Right. So we got that. All right. So this is thick skin for anybody that was basically, I think Trills was basically asking. This is thick skin, right? And this is something that I did in a live stream before. So as I stated to you before, if you want to, have whatever protection that you need, like I said before, I point people in the directions. It's up to people to sit up there and go there if you want to. This is the black man that was a cop who basically stopped being a cop and came out with like his own business in order to help black people be able to defend themselves better when it comes to weapons. That's what he did. He sat up there and created this website. Why is it showing up in half like that? Or is that how? Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah. So he got all of, these different types of vests and clothing. He even got like some for like women. I went over this in like a previous live stream when, he got some new stuff up here. Let me look at this. What you got up here? Let me look at this. Let me look at this. A bulletproof vest, shin and forearm, 3A panels, tactical pants, flashlight, and a walkie-talkie for about $650. Like I said, you got a black man that's sitting up there like making stuff for people to defend themselves. So it's like, if you want to defend yourself, you can find the avenues. You can find the people that are actually making these things. You can visit these areas, and they're black. So you said, wait. You said, no, the way you stated the situation, it seemed like a lose-lose, and it's not my intention to upset or disrupt the show. No, like I said, this is for me, it's a conversation. For me, it's a straightforward like conversation. If I felt 100% that it was a like a disruption of things like that, pretty either one of the mods would have got you, or I would have sat up there and got you. But like I said, you're still here. So, like I said, for me, all intents and purposes, it's a conversation. It's a part of dialogue. It has to do with the conversation here. So, that's for me, that's all I'm sitting up there saying. Is that for that young man, the only thing that I'm saying is that when people say that he should have automatically just like took one for like the team, I'm like, but is the team going to support him? That's my point. Oh, Mocha said, what is the name of the site? The name of the site is Thick Skin. It should be, I'm not sure if you can see the mouse moving. It's where you see my mouse basically moving. It's THYKSKYNN. That is THYKSKYNN. Thick Skin. Black owned. Black owned. So when a lot of people say that we don't got a lot of black owned stuff out here, people ain't really looking. We got it out there. You might have to do a little bit more digging because it'll be hidden because Google and everything else, they don't really try to put black businesses out there, but they're out there. This is why I like Instagram. This is why I like Instagram. Let me see. Yeah, like this, like even my mom, like Jay said, yes, I'm held higher in the hospital / on the streets. I've been called the N word, hit, people stepped in my face. At the end, my license equals my pay equals support maintains my judgment and temperament. So I've had stories with my mom where she has worked with elderly true Americans, and she's dealt with some racist stuff. But what a lot of people don't understand, some people be like, oh, that wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be dealing with that. I'll sit up there and show them what this can sit up there and do, right? But this is the problem. Dealing with nurses, your whole job is that license. Once that license is basically stripped, that means you can no longer work in the medical field. It doesn't matter what you do. You are no longer licensed to work there. That means that all of those 7 to 10 years or whatever years that you did in the medical field, it's all for nothing. That means that all that high earning pay, that hundreds of thousands of dollars that you might be earning every single year in that overtime, done. So that's what I'm sitting up there saying when people have to think about their situations, because their situations are connected in some circumstances to their livelihoods. People who are nurses and doctors, they can't afford to fight. They're going to just have to take those hits and whatever else, because if they decide to fight back, you're not going to have a license. Now you got to find a whole nother career. Nobody has time to be trying to go back to school for about like 10 years to sit up there and become become a doctor or whatever it is, or however it might work for them to get their license back. Nobody has time for that because your bills are going to be showing up next month. That's what I'm sitting up there saying. And that's why I sat up there and said that if you got the time and the energy and the luxury to do whatever you want to do out here in the world, then so be it. So be it. You might have the time and the energy where you could just like knock out any fool that disrespects you. All right. Other people don't got that luxury. Somebody who's a single parent, they don't have that luxury to do that. Because now you're not just putting yourself in jeopardy, you're putting your kids in jeopardy. Because if you're not there to basically take care of your kids, guess what? Your kids might be thrown up for foster care. How many people in the community are going to be taking care of somebody else's kids like that because they decided to snap off and hit a racist? How many people are going to be doing that? Not a lot. How many people are going to be trying to take care of their medical bills? That's going to be trying to take care of the kids' medical bills, their leases, their mortgage, the gas, the lights, paying taxes on the land, taking care of family that they might be taking care of because they need the care of hospice. Like, how many people in the community are going to be doing that for other black people? Not a lot, because we don't even do that for our own people. That's my point. That is clear cut my point. If you got the time and the energy to be going after whoever disrespects you, so be it. Go do you. Much love and much power to you. I hope everything goes well. But everybody else don't have that luxury. Everybody else don't have that luxury. They don't. You said, yes, I saw that since you posted this company, he has new products out now. What was the other one that you put? You said, okay, and thank you for telling me about this company. I like the fact that he has a payment plan. You said, all I was trying to do was let people know that you can fight back and we don't have to be scared to do so. Ain't nobody said that you have to be scared, but you do have to sit up there and think about, like I said before, you have a lot of parents out here who are single parents. If you go to jail or prison for knocking somebody out and then they end up in a coma or they die, who's taking care of those kids? Because it ain't gonna be you. That's all I'm saying. It ain't gonna be you. I'm not taking care of nobody's kids. I got my own situation to be dealing with. Like that's my whole main that's my whole main thing. It's cute and it's nice for us to sit up there and say shit on social media what another person should do. But realistically, I don't have 100 grand. I don't have 50 grand or any of that to be putting up in a GoFundMe because this is how I wanted somebody to act. I don't have that money. Like I said, if black people really got that money, then put your money where your mouth is, set up that GoFundMe for those individuals. If you want an individual to be responsible for those actions by taking action to that person, be responsible for that individual's actions who you wanted to take those actions and start up a GoFundMe. That's all I'm saying. No, I get that. I get that, but like the same example that I set up and gave for my own circumstances, where I directly tried to intervene and stop a large guy. I'm like, yo, man, it ain't even worth it. You don't even need to sit up there and like fight this dude. This dude moved me with no problem. I don't even think he even used 2% of his energy. Like he literally moved me like I was just like paper. I'm like, all right, bro, you got it. That just let me know I need to shut the fuck up and I need to move out the way. He got this. Like I said, I've done this too many times. And a lot of the people that I know are bigger guys. They're bigger than me, way more than me. So it's like, I'm a smaller guy trying to sit up there and be Mighty Mouse out here. I'm like, yo, my brother, peace and love to you. You don't need to do this, my brother. This brother is a reflection of you, and internally, because of the struggles that you face, my brother, you are reflecting those same struggles onto him as he is doing onto you, which is now causing an infused confliction between your consciousness and this other's consciousness, and it then fused into a physical form of between you and him, trying to now work out these mental problems in a physical manner because you refuse to go in internally and work on yourself, my brother. It is not that serious. You really think that me sitting up there saying all of that shit like I said, I've done this. I'm talking from experience. I've tried to stop fights with dudes in gangs, try to stop fights with dudes just like randomly, try to stop fights with dudes who are basically friends. People still did what they want to sit up there and do. Like, hey, yo, let me see what we got. I'm just saying, like I said, I've tried every single approach to basically stop people from fighting, from potentially either ending up in a hospital or, you know, losing a life. Like it doesn't, it's not beneficial. It's not, you know, it just don't work. Like I said, like men are going to do what they want to sit up there and do. The only thing that you're doing is making it worse because it's like you're just blocking all it. Like I said, what's going to happen is going to happen. If it's like younger dudes where it's like they're teenagers, all right, you might be able to make something happen. You might be able to speak some words. But if like you dealing with dudes out here that are like 30 and like 40, I know that I'm not piercing none of that. I get that one, no problem. No problem. No problem. I felt the exact same way. I'm like, yo, I would have got something. I would have sat up there and got something. Like, because what was taking place there, like I said, those are two different situations. Like I know the situation that you talk. I can see the dude's face and I can see him in a suit. I just can't remember his name, but I did cover a story and I did cover that video. Like I said, that whole situation was like it was completely crazy. But like I said, I didn't see him really trying to put up a fight. In that circumstance where he was physically being accosted, I didn't see him really trying to fight back. And he's a bigger dude than me. So I'm like, yo, your punches will be able to like do something. Like you're on an equal playing field right now. Might be a few guys there, but I'm like, yo, you can do some stuff. Like, yo, you might just have to start like fighting like Wolverine. Like you might just have to start swinging. You might have to cause some distractions. Like, yo, I see a woman right there. Let me push her real quick. So then, all right, one guy's distracted. Oh, yo, you just did that. All right, let me go help her real quick. All right, so now you got three dudes to sit up there and like I said, like in my mind, like I'm thinking about the situation, and I'm sitting up there looking at what he could have potentially did, but I didn't see him fight back in that situation. I didn't, because if he was fighting back, that situation wouldn't have been what it was at that moment in time. It wouldn't have been. Like I said, those are two different situations. The main situation that I am referring to is this situation here. Like I said, I don't be fluctuating to like other situations. I'm talking about this one right here. I'm talking about this young man who was in the military, who was a private, and the other dude with like tattoos, bald head, looked like he just came from like Sons of Anarchy, or he just got through being an extra on what's the name of that game? Assassin's Creed Odyssey or whatever that shit is. Because that's what he looks like. He looks like one of those biker dudes, is like a skinhead. Like that's exactly what he looks like. And it's always and I want people to notice, it's always like whenever you see dudes that look like that true American right there, and they always got like those glasses where it's like it covers the eyebrows and their eyes are like deep in it. It's always dudes like that start acting like this every single time. That's the standard issue right there. Standard issue. But yeah. Oh, snap, where my phone go? Hold on. Let me check this. But yeah, it's like, it's like stuff out here is like it's just ridiculous. At the end of the day. At the end of the day, a lot of things that are happening shouldn't be happening. And I'm not sitting up there saying that black people can't sit up there and fight back. That's not what I'm sitting up there saying. To each is their own in those situations. Like I said, I can't govern um, what each and every black person should be doing in this situation, because I don't know their life. I don't know the amount of stuff that they have on their plate. Like I said, I don't know. They might have more things on their plate than I do. They might have more things to think about than I do. So, that's the way I look at it. You know. No, I get you. I get you. Like I said, I completely understand. Uh, Better to say there he runs than there he lays. Yeah, right. But for some reason they know just the right one. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, if this private was like 6'9", muscle bound black dude, that's about like 250, 280, 80 solid muscle. I promise you, with everything, I would bet money this guy would have never stepped in his face. He would have never stepped in that young dude's face. Never. Because he just, like I said before, the one thing that I understood about life is that tall guys, even if the tall guy is thin, they're not going to be dealing with a lot of interactions with dudes trying to act tough. They're not. My size, yeah. Guys will sit up there like bump you. They'll start doing like, a whole bunch of, hold on. All right. So, yep, that was I'm gonna have to sit up there and just cut it short because I gotta sit up there and handle some stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. This is sort of like the other situation where the Marine was bothering the young black guy and the whole neighborhood came through. This is what we should have to be now. No. Like I said, with Niger and with Thunder, I agree with the stuff that y'all saying, but we need more than just one person to intervene. That's the thing. You would need like literally. I'm like, yo, if people are watching, if it's two people basically having an argument, getting ready to fight, you need 10 people to like intervene. Those two people not going to be trying to fight 5 people each. They're going to be looking at those numbers and it's like, whatever, man. That's going to be the type of attitude because they know that they don't have that energy and that wherewithal to, sit up there and do that. Gail is asleep, Mocha. Why are you trying to sit up here and start stuff? Gail is asleep. Gail is asleep. Gail is not here. Gail is not here right now. She ain't been here. No. Gail always. I mean, it's always like Gail and Mocha like starting stuff. But it's mostly like Mocha sitting up there like causing like issues. Just came back from vacation and now you're trying to sit up there and start stuff. You don't make no sense. You don't make no sense. Don't make no sense. That's crazy. It's crazy, guys. but yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at and whatnot. I said I will more than likely have some other stories or whatnot basically set up for you guys. I'm probably just gonna get back, probably like eat some food and probably start like working and looking at some other videos and some stories that I got up there that you guys like sent to me and stuff. So I'll probably check that out. Like I said, brother, I don't mean to derail your show. I just wanted to let folks know that we don't have to. No. Like I said, I get everything that you were saying was within the realms of the conversation. It didn't go like beyond the conversation. Like it wasn't like we just like started talking about like aliens and deep sea monsters. So it's like no, it's cool. Like everything was still within the realm of the same topic that I started off with the beginning. And different stuff like that. So it's all good. Like I said, I can have conversations with people. Like it's completely like fine and stuff. Like I don't mind that. I would just like it if some of you guys in the background would talk here and there. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to see who y'all are. Like, where y'all at? Like, what's happening? But like I know how it is. Like, some people don't really want to like engage in a talk, and some people feel like if they do engage, then they're intruding, or all of this other type of stuff. So, like I said, I get it. I understand. But one of these days, I'm gonna find you. I will find you. No playing. But I was gonna really try to end this video like I do. This is not even a video. I was really gonna try to end this live stream like how I do with my normal videos. I was really getting ready to say that. I was like, yo, all right, that's enough of me talking. But much love. I'm like, wait a minute. This is a whole live stream with like 36 people watching. I'm like, yo, I can't do that. But like I said, I enjoyed like being able to like just talk to you guys and rant and different stuff like that. I will figure out like something for like the live stream, like time wise, and how I'm basically going to like do that and have that consistently and whatnot. Because I get like way too focused on like trying to do videos, and then by the time I want to do a live stream, it's 3 a.m. in the morning, and I know a lot of you guys ain't up and stuff, so you said I don't want any problems. We're on the same team. No. That's what I was saying. Like everything's good. Everything like I don't have any issues. SEIJIHITO, so what is your next live? That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not exactly sure. Because I get too focused on doing videos and reading articles and trying to set up videos and stuff and whatnot. So I'm not actually sure because I've tried to give you guys times before and I really didn't keep to those times. I either overslept or I started the live streams like late, or the live streams just didn't happen. So it's like I don't know, because like I'm just trying to get out like the videos and get out, you know, those stories and whatnot, you know, to you guys. So I got to figure it out. Got to, you know, figure it out. I have to arrange everything better. I got to get like a calendar or a planner. But it's like mentally I'm so random. Like my mind is a calm, quiet chaos. Like it's hard to explain, but I can explain it. But that's the best definition that I basically have for it. So it's like even if I plan it, it'll still like go off the rails. So I could plan a live stream, but then during the live stream, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm just gonna end up ending the live stream. Thanks for all of you guys basically being here for like the 3 hours. It's not the usual length of time in a live stream, so you know it is what it is. But I'll probably try to let you guys know when I just so happen to do the next one. But I'll make sure to have some videos, you know, posted for you guys later on. I guess like tonight or into like the next morning, you know, stuff like that. So much love and appreciation to all 33 people that were in here. Love you guys a lot. Appreciate you guys. And how am I going to say this? Peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video. I still ended it like live. I don't know what I'm doing out here. Don't mind me. Oh my goodness.